everybody. We are here. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
I'm so ready to do an introduction the right way this time. I'm so hyped.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, everyone. I am Alisha. I am a co-host. I am a co-host on Direwolf City. You can find me on the Direwolf City channel. And right to my left, your right, is Chloe.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Chloe. I don't know that I was going to have the same intensity as Alisha during this time.
Where'd your camera
I'm coming back. I don't know why my camera just left me, everyone. But yeah, I don't know if I'll have the Alisha energy. That was nuts. But I'm Chloe from Girls Gone Canon. Today we're here to be Girls Gone Gatekeeping, Gaslighting, Girl Bossing. Really, I think is the theme of the day. Excited to be back. Love being here. Thanks, ladies.
It's good to have you back.
Who's your co-host? Who's your co-host?
Below me, underneath me, which it doesn't always happen, believe it or not, but below me is Eliana, my other host on Girls Gone Canon.
Hello, yes, I am, and I am so excited for Girls' Night Out at Direwolf City on the town. Second part 2, Electric Boogaloo or Fiery Boogaloo. I don't know. Bloody Boogaloo, fiery. It gets worse. Never mind. I'll stop. And then over to the. I don't actually know my right to my left. I'm sorry. I don't know my right to my left. So to the side of me is Mandy.
Hi, I'm Nim. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at NimShadow, and I run the Gray Area Discord server, and I do all the scheduling for Obsidian Nights, so you can DM me on any platform, and I will get back with you. And MJ's almost here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ara, aka Zebra, you guys know on all the platforms because I'm not creative. But yeah, as Nim just said, MJ is going to be here. She's having a little technical difficulty. She's going to be a little bit late since you guys are already asking. But don't worry, she'll be here this time, guys. I promise. We promise. But it's going to take quick.
I was going to say, I just wanted to bring the enthusiasm because usually y'all complain that I'm like the dry hump of all introductions. What? No, because they're like, Alisha, introduce yourself. And I'm always like, hi, I'm here. I thought I'd mix it up. Yeah.
Well, you threw everyone off their energy, and I really respect that about you. I really do. Not a single one of us was ready for that.
I was excited.
Yeah.
Like, Alisha. I'm here for all of it.
Ooh,
the energy
brought the fire.
It's Leo season.
It is Leo I love season. Leo season. It's the best thing that ever happened this Leo season was the dropping of Alien Superstar by Beyonce. I'm not trying to get off the rails here, but
no, it is. I'm just the whole Renaissance album. If you guys want us to stream about Renaissance, let us know. I'm just joking. That would
be.
We
can wash my hair that night.
We could do. No, we can do it. But
it's a different Renaissance. A different Renaissance than Hot D.
It is, but actually, craziest thing, we're just about a week away. Not even.
Oh my God.
6. Well, if you're in this part of the world, 6 sleeps. In other parts of the world, it may be 5 sleeps away from the premiere. But we're days away. I can't believe we're days away already from like the last time we were all here. It was like months out and like,
yeah,
so close.
I don't think I know how to process it. I guess there's just a lot coming up that I'm like, I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I just haven't registered that it's happening. So I'm definitely for House of the Dragon. It's just been so long since we've had material to
How do we Thrones?
Digest. How do we Thrones? But
I heard
hey,
the dragon's screeching.
Yeah. It's the birth of dragons in my house.
A very strong boy out there. We got to watch out for him.
Oh. Very strong. The seed is strong.
Oh Saying it with his whole chest.
Oh my God.
But I want to say a quick little hello. We have Kiri in the building. I'm still in book club, so I can't hear but Team Black in this bitch. As you can see, that's what we're talking about today. We are talking about the Blacks. If you didn't see part one, you can watch it after this, where we planned to talk about both, but we talked about the Greens. And you know what? That's okay, because we're here now. We're here now. There's a lot to say about them, like Sir Otto Hightower's a BI. But anyways, we're going to move on to some more hellos because we don't want to talk about that scumbag today. We're talking about the good team. If we didn't show our bias by now by what we're wearing. But anyways, we got Tony Sled here tonight. Hello. NJG Man. Mohammed Akrat. Name is so hot. I think we all can agree on
So
that.
hot.
So hot. We got Justin Skriha. I hope I said that correctly. We got Tony3483 in the chat. We got Ursula T. We got our girl Carla all the way from Down Under. We got Spinal Cat. We got Celeste Baratheon's mustache. I'm sorry, I'm dead. That is such a great name. But yes, 6 more sleeps to go. We got Jackie C. We got a lot of you guys here today. We got Michael David. If you guys, Alisha always says it, but yeah, if you don't follow Michael David's TikTok, I really don't know what you're doing right now. Like,
it's a good TikTok account.
It's great.
God, drop me that link. I'm on it. Drop me that handle.
Hilarious and informative, and he's wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have so many of you guys here tonight. Thank you so much for being here with us.
I did notice we already had a question. We don't have super chats up and ready yet, but you can still send your questions to our PayPal. It's preposterousaf@gmail.com, and we will get your questions right there.
Yes, if you look at the ticker on the bottom of your screens, it has that information there. So I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone. We did hit our 1,000 subscriber goal, and we are currently under review by YouTube for monetization. So I wish it was as easy as like, oh, you hit 1,000 subs, congrats, you're monetized. Here's a super chat button, a whole bunch of other perks. Unfortunately, not how it works. So we are under review. Hopefully, they process our application fairly quickly, so we can have the super chat button ready for you guys when the show comes on next week. So in the meantime, like Nim said, just hit us up on PayPal at preposterousaf@gmail.com, and we can answer super chats there.
Hey, Ara, what time next week are they going to be here waiting for you in this chat, ready to go? Is it 7:30 again?
Oh, actually, a little update on that, since obviously, we're all in season. We're actually going to be going live at
horny dogs.
8. We are. It's like I was thinking of it like football. Like this is preseason. Now we're going into
It's Super Bowl. This is it.
This is it. Yeah, this is it. Like this is it. Like
this is our 10-week Super Bowl.
Our 10-week Super Bowl. It's gonna be great.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll be live at 8:30 on this channel instead. So an hour later. So give you extra time to like watch the episode, maybe rewatch it a couple times before we're live. So we'll see you guys at 8:30.
Which time zone is this 8:30 for?
Eliana Standard
Eastern
Time.
Standard.
Oh my God.
Eliana time.
I guess it is.
She listens to the podcast.
I'm sorry, but with the little tiara and the earrings, you going like this is so beauty queen.
Please cap that, you guys. Somebody, anyone. We have to cap that later.
Oh my God.
Oh, speaking of podcasts,
Turn it into a GIF.
Segue. Speaking of podcasts, have you guys heard Girls Gone Canon? You guys want to tell them what you guys are currently up to at the moment?
Yeah, we are, we're getting ready to accept that Hot D within us weekly. We will also be covering Hot D. We are going to be doing it just audio, old school, stick it on the old platforms, but so excited to watch you guys every Monday. And we'll be out probably Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have our episodes out. We're kind of playing it by ear and seeing what happens when we record our first one. And then we do A Song of Ice and Fire, POV chapter by POV chapter. And we just are finishing up the prologues. Our last prologue episode will be out this week on Friday, the Varamir chapter. And then we go to a new POV, and we can't tell you yet. It's coming out so soon, though, and everyone is just biting to find out who it is. And I'm excited. Eliana, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah, we're starting very soon. And also, we don't only cover Aswath things, we also cover his Dark Materials, the book series, and we're getting ready to wrap that up, which is super sad. It's actually like super heartbreaking in several different ways. But that'll be end of this month, finally.
Yeah, so excited. Bittersweet, but excited.
I'm actually really excited about the Varamir chapter because that is my favorite prologue, even though he's a horrible human being and he's cringe. But part of why I'm so excited for y'all to cover it is because you don't shy away from calling out all the characters on their super cringe. I'm just excited.
I like forgot how good, like I think I like totally overlooked, but it's a banger of a chapter in a prologue.
It is. It's a really important chapter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So much information.
There's so much. It smacks you in the face with so much information that, and you guess you guys will just have to listen to Eliana and Chloe's prologue chapter on Girls. And you mentioned it's on all platforms.
Yeah, if you look it up on any podcast streaming platform around. We're not on YouTube. That's like the only hook, line, sinker of it. Only one we're not on, but iTunes, Google Play, Patreon. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/girlsgonecanon, and our episodes do go public there. So if you want to drop the RSS feed in on one of your apps, you can do that as well. Just got to wait till the Friday. But we also are doing weekly discussions for Hot D at our Discord for anyone in the Thunder tier and above on our Patreon. And that's really exciting. One of our patrons, Maddie, is going to be hosting it weekly. So that's cool. And we're going to do some, lots of festivities, I think, for the big old season. A lot of festivities. And this month's Patreon episode we just decided, which is, I'm so freaking pumped. We're going to do Mothers of the Dragon and talk about all the moms of the dragons in Fire and Blood. And, we're not going to get a lot of these characters in House of the Dragon, like Rhaena, for example. I doubt we're going to get a lot of Rhaena and her relationship with Rhaella and Arya, and obviously Alicent and Jaehaerys' whole family. It's heart-wrenching. It's like some of the best stuff in Fire and Blood. It's so well written, so real. Really sad and really beautiful. We're really into that crap.
It's going to be a great episode. I'm excited.
Thanks.
I feel like Rhaena is such an underrated character. Like, we appreciate her when we read the chapter. However, she's not talked about enough in the fandom as a whole.
She's so abrasive in some ways, but in a way that you don't think a character should be. Naturally, your brain is like, whoa, what is this character? And I love it. I just love the way that she's dissonance, right, against everyone else's go with the flow, and I really respect that.
I think what's interesting with her character is how more people talk about Alyssa.
Yeah.
Because of the parallels with Arya than they talk about Rhaena at times.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's one of my favorite characters in Fire and Blood, and Alisha left because I was gonna be I remember Alisha also tweeting about Rhaena a few months ago. I don't know. I have no concept of time anymore, but she's my whole heart. She's such a brilliant character.
She is. She's one of my favorites. I like that she's just quietly holding shit together. It's the quiet strength, and I love that.
Relatable AF. So.
God.
So we are having technical difficulties.
We are having a lot of.
We're being
sabotaged. A lot
sabotaged.
going on.
It's the greens.
It is. I think it's the greens because last time we were all wearing black when we were talking about them, and they're like, "You guys want to talk about the ops now? Look at them."
And I will say the greens, they're obviously very compelling and complex characters. It's still great to talk about them and see how they affect the story, but we did save the best for last, in my opinion, of doing the entire discussion of the Black Council today.
I 100% agree. Because, I mean, I think we know where I stand on things. I've been very vocal about it in the past. Rhaenyra all the way.
Like, to self-detriment all the way. Like, even when I know it's wrong for me and it's bad for me, I'm going to keep hitting that cigarette, that Rhaenyra. I'm like, all right, why not?
Because I love her. And I respect her. And I want her to have what she wants. And she gets it. And then, but you know what? Actually, let's, just for those that are here that may not know, don't know how you don't know by now, but you should know, Team Black is supportive of Rhaenyra Targaryen's claim. So essentially, House of the Dragon is going to be centered around a civil war between two claimants to the throne, Princess Rhaenyra, the head of the Blacks, and her brother, Prince Aegon, who I'm not going to say is the head of the Greens. I'm going to say he is the figurehead of the Greens, like their claimant, but not the pawn, if you will, more so than the actual leader of that group. But, you know, we can't all be Rhaenyra. Anyways. So,
Yeah, fantastic distinction.
so let's go into the teams, Team Black a little bit and who we have on there. So for season 1, I think we're gonna end maybe with Rhaenyra's coronation. Hot take there, hot take. It might be a little too soon, but
I think maybe not a coronation necessarily, but a crowning.
good point. It's not as if
I think that could be it. I think because I think she gets coronated like a little bit before that, after. So it's Aegon first, and then because they have the you know, jump. They have the jump. They did have time on their side of like knowing people were dead and all. So, but I would love them to do some sort of
they decided to.
Yeah, I would love like some sort of side by side, some sort of
kind of
montage.
like how they did for the end of season 6 when you had the Daenerys, Jon, and Cersei thing. That's kind of how I kind of pictured this season, the season 1 at least ending. Oh, also spoiler alert for Fire and Blood.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know we say it every week,
right.
but just in case.
Yeah,
We're gonna talk about all Fire and Blood
throughout the entire episode.
Yeah, this is a
As
blanket
usual.
spoiler. Blanket spoiler here, guys. But yeah, I honestly think they're gonna end with them kind of playing simultaneously.
Yeah.
But with that being said, so I guess let's go into Team Black for now, the roster at the end of season 1 going into season 2. So that would be Princess Rhaenyra. We have her husband, uncle, Prince Damon. Then we'd have my personal choice of monarch, which would be Queen Rhaenys, aka the queen that never was.
Yes.
So we support over here. Her husband, Lord Corlys Velaryon, and they are also Damon and Rhaenyra's former in-laws. Yeah, it's messy drama.
But also not just in-laws, because intermarriage all the time.
Yeah.
Missing a few branches on that tree.
It's like
It's
this
a wreath at this
circle.
point.
Yeah, wreath.
It's a family wreath. It's not really a tree. It's just a wreath, guys.
If you made a Venn diagram,
It would be
I'm
a
just
circle.
saying.
That's
just a
it. That's the tree.
It's a donut.
Essentially, it would just be a donut.
Oh, the donut or bagel, the everything bagel. Okay.
Oh, I'm so greedy. I'm like, Oh, so on this, continuing on this team, we also have oh my gosh, I always mix up which one it is, Sir Eric or Sir Eric. Do you think they're gonna keep them in? Sorry, slight tangent.
It's Eric with the E, not Arik with the A. The car
That isn't
boy.
important.
Yeah,
Yes,
Another
I
great
always
distinction.
Yeah.
Mandy.
So which one's on the blacks again?
Arik.
I always forget.
Eric with the E. Arik with the A is on the greens.
A
Gotcha.
for green apples.
E for Eliana. So that's why he
Yes.
knew which side to be on. Yes.
Perfect. Look at that. See?
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
They're in this. I think they'll be cast. I think even if they don't play a big role yet, you have season 1, you could just like something I'm noticing. I'm rewatching Game of Thrones. Something I'm noticing is like the mountains. You could recast the mountain because he just doesn't say shit until season 3, and it worked out. It worked out fine. Eric's, they just have to be like in armor around, right? Obviously, you want to build that up, but you don't have to really cast them yet if you don't want to.
No, and we don't have to be picky with them either.
Exactly.
I just hope they like actually go for twins this time because I know for like even though he's a green, just brief mention, Tyland Lannister.
Yes.
It's gonna be the same actor playing Tyland and Jason.
That's what I heard. That's interesting. I'm excited to see at least,
Let's see if he can do better than Lindsay Lohan. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Whoa.
I doubt it.
Whoa. The bar is high. You set the bar really high just now.
I think it's the highest bar you can get is Parent Trap. I'm sorry. Like if
They have cast the twins, you guys, according to several people in the chat. I kind of quit on the production spoilers because I want some more surprise because I've kind of ruined a lot of it for myself. So I'm stopping now. Yeah, well, the book, but also like I've seen production stuff, so I'm like I've seen enough. But they have been cast. They are twins. Wow, that's awesome.
Ooh,
The dedication of it all.
That's pretty cool.
I love
We
it.
got our first super chat. Fernando has said, "So happy to be live with you, ladies. Starting the night, bringing this back. House of Debt Wagon."
Oh yeah, Fernando and I actually were talking about that the other day. Hey Fernando, thanks for joining us. But he wanted to hashtag House of Dat Wagon. Fernando has a good theory, and I supported that. A lot of the Targaryens got some nice little booties back there. I don't know. I feel like riding dragons all day bigs a lot of helps build your glutes.
We know Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra had a booty. We know that. That's canon.
Yeah, canonically, I'm a
wait! Oh my gosh, we have the Queen of Love and Booty here. Actually,
oh my god,
it's it's kind of a professional title at this time. After I've had it for too long. I've been just raring to give it away, but
slap a Esquire on it and you're there.
I just don't. I'm very interested because I guess Hollywood's not ready for incest, murder, fat people is what we're seeing from the casting choices. Because, in the books, we did have curvy Targaryens. Because the best part of this is, all sorts of Targaryens exist. And this is a time when they did exist. So many shapes, colors, sizes, looks, outfits. They each can have their own dragonism. This is what I like to wear. And it looks like this. And that's my theme for who I am as a character. And I don't know. I just am like, it's not time for chubby Targaryens. When will my time come?
They're hating on us is honestly what I'm getting out of this. I will say they have done a better job with casting. I will say that kinda. But if we look at Viserys in the books is supposed to be a little nice little chunk. A nice little chunk to him.
I guess
he
it's
does
just
get
the
to
Hollywood
Robert, but they wouldn't give it to Viserys.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting. I don't know. It's not horrible. It's just womp womp. Okay, we're getting a lot of other things, but I don't know. I do hate that George does this, and we joke about Selyse's mustache too, right? But I do sometimes hate the whole ugly person, bad inside too. We get it. We're not 4 years old. These are not books for 4-year-olds.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
The Selyse comment that always gets me was someone said that they got they finally got their PCOS representation.
Amazing. I have to remember that. That's so funny.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
Yeah. Well, who else on our blacks? Yeah.
Oh, I know. We got so distracted by the twins. Alisha, since she had a brief little disconnect there, we were just going over the roster for the blacks. And we went on a slight tangent about the twins, Sir Arik and Eric. I learned my lesson there. I said it the same way last time. But anyways,
Okay, I need to know,
Continue.
is my mic kind of lagging?
Your video might be a little, but I'm
Yeah.
hearing your mic, I feel like, straight.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
A lot of
There's-
stuff is lagging for
man.
me.
Okay, good. It's not just me. Because
I
on my
mean-
end, like I'll talk and then there's a long pause. And I don't mean to do this live, but I'll talk and then there's a long pause between when someone responds.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's just the visual because I can hear your audio. Sorry, guys. I mean, we're live.
We're here.
We're here. Cheese. That's why you guys love us. It's the charm. It's the charm. It's the authenticity of it all.
Yeah, I mean, real Targaryen wigs. She had to kill someone from Game of Thrones from, the costume department. She had to go, like, try to bribe them, get this wig, and she got the wig. I saw her do it.
The iron price for this wig.
Mhm. I brought
I
Jaehaerys's
think-
crown. Eliana, you have inspiration, right, for this?
I have dragon wing eyeliner that no one can see from far away.
Ooh, that's so cool. I like how close. I'm like, ooh, I love it. See the lengths that we go to for you guys. We love all of
Yeah.
you.
And Mandy really showed up in many ways, and that is, first of all, the hair. You have to respect that. The wit. Kind of that Mistress of Whispers of all thing kind of vibe going on with her. I don't know about her. I'd watch that one. That Mandy.
Yeah, they all say I'm mean. I think I'm nice.
What?
I think you just get shit done.
Right?
Yeah.
I was
Like
saying,
the rest of the
maybe-
Black Council.
Yeah. They do get shit done.
Until they don't.
Until they get done.
Yeah, until they get
Exactly.
done.
But they get done.
Today's so
in.
great.
Um,
Actually, speaking of whispers, another member of the Blacks, we have Misssaria, which is very interesting because that's like, oh, so you're cool with your hubby's ex? Question mark, Rhaenyra, I guess.
it's interesting because the earlier in Fire and Blood, you have like the Tiana, the tower stuff has very similar vibes, right, to her. But also, just, since we don't have Gray here yet to really get in on the Damon stuff, because it's a necessity, I had a really de-sexy thought, and that is Damon is to Stannis as Rhea the Bronze Bitch is to Selyse, as Missariya is to Mel.
Ooh.
Second brother
That's fair.
wants power,
Interesting.
thinks he's the heir, like why my brother has the throne and I'm next by all fucking laws. It kind of desexifies the whole thing, I think, but
And their
Yeah.
mistresses are
Stannis
from
is the
Essos.
ultimate boner killer.
yeah. And I mean, to be fair, we're gonna see him pork Rhaenyra on the painted table, so, and probably Missariya too. Why not? So similar vibes.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that from Damon.
Yeah.
He's giving a lot of Playboy vibes there. Not in the sense of like Hugh Hefner. I just mean like just being a Playboy, like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
like,
a little Tony Stark, I
mean,
guess.
Hey, they're a little similar, but I was gonna say I don't want to. Geez, I'm so sad we're having all these technical difficulties. I didn't want to get into mom and dad and too in depth without Alisha here.
We can talk
I
about
love
the
you, Mom and
kids.
Dad.
We can talk about some of Rhaenyra's
Oh my gosh, I
kids.
forgot about kids.
And
They're
we
important
can,
until they're not.
we can
It's
rattle
okay.
off
Points when they
the
die.
council members as well.
She
Yeah.
forgets a lot about her
Quite
kids
a few
too.
prominent council members.
Oh my god.
It's not your
Oh
fault.
my gosh, Mandy, this is Nim. Please educate us, and by us I mean me. What about these council members? Who's on this list?
Okay, so Rhaenyra and Damon, of course, are sitting on the council. Corlys, the master driftmark in the hand of the queen. We have Rhaenys, Jacaerys, Lucerys, Joffrey, which they were all part of the council too, even though they were very small. And then we have Lord, Celtigar, which one do you guys say?
I say Celtigar.
Depends on my mood.
Same.
I normally say Celtigar because I live in Boston, so I was like, oh, Celtics, Gar.
Right.
So
But it's Celtics. They pronounce it wrong. So.
Oh
We
my
don't.
god. We're about to have a
Maybe
war
they're
right
wrong.
here. There's about to be civil war right here.
Civil
Actually,
War,
they're
Direwolf
wrong.
City.
Okay, then we have Lord Staunton of Rook's Rest, Gorman Massey of Stone Dance, Bar Aemon of Sharp Point, Guntor Darklin of Duskendale, and Grand Maester Gerardus, formerly the Maester of Dragonstone. So he went with Rhaenyra and stayed with her throughout the entire time.
Okay,
And those are the members of the Black Council.
kind of
Gerardus
sucks
is
because
also
it
the
doesn't
guy
feel
who took the
strong.
fingies off, right? Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, the fingies.
The
Yeah.
thingy. Oh snap! Look who's in the building.
Oh
Hi
shit!
guys.
Oh my
She's
god.
here.
Oh my
Hello.
god! With the fire
Hello.
going,
Yes.
she's beautiful.
Fire and blood. Fire and
Yes.
blood. Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay.
No
We missed
worries.
you.
We have missed you. The
I
chat's
missed you
missed you.
guys.
Do you want to introduce yourself? LOL.
Whomst.
Hi. It's me, Gray Area, from the YouTube channel Gray Area. I'm trying to get my dog so I can show you guys because I don't think you've seen him. Baby. Say hi, Kato.
Hello. Oh.
I'm knocking stuff down. I'll be right
Oh my
back.
God.
All right.
We just got her.
Turns out those were the actual technical difficulties that Gray was having.
Yeah, playing with
That.
Kato.
Oh, hey, we got everyone
and
here.
Alicia.
Oh my God,
Everything's
it's a
coming
party.
up. Black Council.
Yay!
We got a late start, just like the Blacks did. Like,
Rhaenyra
You know?
triumphant.
yes.
Rhaenyra triumph.
Oh my god.
Yes, we
Ugh.
just had Viserys' body chilling for 7 days without an announcement. So, you know,
So
we just
glad
got
you
those
guys showed up
ravens.
for that.
The ravens just arrived. Look at all the ravens arriving.
Oh, amazing.
One of them they showed up. I guess Gray showed up, right? Snuck away with the crown.
Yeah, she did.
What happened? I'm sorry.
Remember, I
Where
guess that
were
was
we?
Aaron.
What's
was that-
been going on so far?
Oh
What
my
have you guys
God.
talked about so
Look.
far?
We're devolving through
Nim
the
is moving
list of
us.
Black Council members. Mandy has really been doing a good job of girl bossing us in the right direction as we get a little tangential. But we're talking about the council as we look. We're holding off on Damon because you weren't here. We're holding off on Corlys and Rhaenys because Alisha wasn't here. We're really doing the best we can with what we have. Okay.
Okay.
We're
Great.
talking
You
about
guys
Bar
are doing
Aemon,
great.
for fuck's sake. Help.
Help!
We're talking about the Crown Lands, and it's not going great, okay? Because it kind of sucks that is she gets the Crown Lands, right? They're immediately like, yeah, we're there, but everybody else is kind of like, maybe, if we will, if it's a hard road.
It really is. I was say she has like a little bit of an uphill battle since, like brought up earlier, Aegon does have the jump on her. He's already in King's Landing. He's already at the Iron Throne. They already know the king's dead before her. They got a week in advance notice to start moving and shaking. Also we have our Australian bandit Aemond on Vagar.
Oh, yeah, Alicia, we
Changes
had a
a lot.
request for the voice, please.
Sorry, I had to bring it up.
I haven't practiced it as much.
Well,
Okay,
there you go.
what am I
Gotta
supposed to
put
say?
your back into
Put
it.
your back into it.
Put my back into
Put
it.
your back into it. You can do it. Put your back into
What
it.
am I supposed to say?
How would Aemon
Whatever
react
you
when he
want.
finds out about the Black Council? How would Aemon feel about that?
I don't. Okay, hold on. I have
Wow,
to think.
she was so ready earlier.
I just
She was
haven't
like,
been in this
out the
character
gate.
for very long, you know? Okay. How I think he would react? Yeah, I told hold on. Yeah, I told y'all this was gonna happen, yeah. I can't do it.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
My sister. I can't. It's turning Cockney. Hold on. I have to channel. You know that video I
they
sent
do
you?
this to you too?
Ara.
This is horrible.
Oh, the one you sent me earlier.
Okay, hold on. Be like, he'd be like, oh yeah. I heard of some.
Oh no! I don't know where that came from.
Oh my
We're
god.
watching too much Bluey.
That's the best I can do. I have to. Arnar.
Oh my god.
Someone, okay, I saw a tweet something like, if you want to say oh no in an Australian accent, you say RNR. RNR.
Oh my god.
I say Arnar all the time.
Oh my god.
Arnar. That's my. Sorry, Carla. I'm so sorry. I didn't. It Ties G. Ties G said, as an Aussie here, that was an on point, mate. So good job, Alisha.
Wow.
Amazing
I
job.
love
Australia,
BAFTA.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of years, I think we've waited long enough. Let's get into the big daddy slut dragon of it all.
So just so everybody knows, I know
Went
it
into
sounds
it.
awkward sound-wise, but there is a huge lag in my mic. I've done everything I can to fix the lag. It is what it is. I'm just here. I'm present. So if there's something awkward about when I chime in versus when y'all are talking, that's why.
Give her space. We will.
Yes. Oh, and as Carrie said, I just want to drop this here again. Send super chats to preposterousaf@gmail.com via PayPal. So again, big thank you to all. We are under review for monetization. So hopefully the super chat button will be live by the time our after shows kick off next week. Again, we're at YouTube's mercy at this point. So in the meantime, you guys can send the super chats through PayPal. But yeah, I want to get into the slut dragon. Let's talk about Damon. I think you guys all waited long enough. We've been dancing around it.
Dancing.
Great, you're on mute. You're on.
I said, fuck Damon. Let's talk about the real big daddy, Caraxes.
Yes.
This thing back is so big.
That blood worm.
I know it's big.
Caraxes.
It is. If his neck is an indicator, it's huge.
Oh my god. He's a long
I
neck,
mean,
just like in
you
Land
saw
Before
that?
Time. Yeah.
Eating
Oh, okay.
tree stars. You
Tree
know,
stars.
eating bitches like tree stars.
Oh, that was such a sad movie when his
Nice.
mom died.
Yeah, a lot of them. They're emotional movies. Just like
Yes.
Caraxes' story is also emotional.
How come he has the softest little clip so far? Like every BTS Matt Smith with Caraxes shit is just like, look at my little dog and his snoot, or like his long noodly neck. Oh my god, his noodle. That one shot on Dragonstone, I think it is, where you see like his neck in the shadow of the cloud and it's all noodly. My god, I just want to love it. I want to love him.
I know. Oh, I said this before we went live. I honestly think Caraxes is going to be the fan favorite.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think we're all going to leave this season, and everybody's going to be like, you know what? That Caraxes, what a character.
Yeah.
What do you think about
What a good boy.
Okay, can we talk
Am
about...
I mistaken in his legs having little wings?
Fins. Yeah, they have like little fins because what was the thing in the article that he can't, because of the weight of himself, he basically kills himself whenever he lands because he's a massive beast. And so he shouldn't legally, by all laws of physics, should not be able to live. But because he has those little flippy fins on his tail and on his legs, it allows him to fly and land. Amazing. They care? Wow.
I like
At
that
least
gif of him was nice.
Yeah.
So cute. I love him. Oh, before she says it, I do want to say, if you guys did not catch our stream on Tony Teflon's channel, Alisha called out how Caraxes and Smaug look alike.
Oh.
Classic.
They do.
That's
Now that
so
you say it.
Yeah, no, Alisha called that out, and I don't know, a tweet went out this over the weekend, and somebody started getting a lot of traction for it, but I just want to say, Alisha said it first. But yeah. Jeez.
So Damon.
So Damon.
Anyway, so Damon.
So you can't have a slut dragon without a slut dragon rider. So Damon, right?
Yeah. So do you think so? Damon's a black, right? He's team black all day. But one of the things about Damon is he's great as an ally. Yeah, he's great to have. He's gonna go to war for you. He's gonna pop off for you. But as an enemy, you kind of don't want him as an enemy. Like,
No.
that's
Absolutely
Serrato's. That's why Serrato doesn't want him to be on the throne, because he'd probably
That's why
take his
Serrato
throne.
lives.
So basically, Damon is a Scorpio.
Yeah.
No.
Essentially.
He's got Leo energy all over.
Interesting.
Your crowd.
He's
It's over.
Oh my
for
god!
me.
Oh my god!
Leo.
She was just dethroned. Oh god.
Oh, God. By Damon.
No, Damon
actually,
is an August Leo all the way. And someone, I don't remember who, forgive me, on Twitter said that he's the type of Leo that has like a lion tattooed on his chest, but there's like a dragon tattooed on the other side so that when he
my
flexes
God.
pecs, they roar at each other.
I kind of like that.
That's Damon
I
right
like that
there.
characterization.
Oh,
I like the idea of that tattoo. Is it because I'm an
That's-
August Leo? Anyway.
kind of V accurate. I can see it. I can see it. But I was gonna
And
say with Damon.
before we get too much further, I do want to read these super chats real quick. Reflective Rambling posted on behalf of Fernando Stark. I'm kind of new to live streams, but I love seeing the complete Black Queens Council. This stream is giving me life. Thank you so much for being with us, Fernando
thank
and
you.
Reflective Rambling. And another one from another Fernando Pugh. How do you guys think the Strong Boys' personalities are going to be?
That's a good question.
Ooh, that is a good question. I think Jace is going to be like that super duper cool ass older brother. Like, you know, like those older bros that are just like, how do I put it? Like the Rob Stark of the bunch, where it's like,
Yeah.
he's clearly the cool boy at Winterfell. Like, all the girls love him, and he's just like the big man on campus. And then you're going to have like, I could see him just having just that, like, you know, BDE. Like, he's just like, yeah, you know, no big deal. My mom's kind of like next in line, so I'm next in line type of thing. And I love that for him.
I could see
Kind
Luke
of.
being like a mama's boy.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
That's very true.
Luke.
You know, Joff is a spoiled little brat.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. With that namesake, yeah. I mean, obviously he came first, but like.
And then Rhaenyra's like, and sorry, what are those other ones named? Schmegan and Shavera? What? I don't know. What are their names? No, I'm just kidding.
I wonder
Whose
if
kids
it'll.
are
Yeah,
these?
it's a good question. We'll probably like. I wonder if we won't see much of their personality like this season, right? Because like I know there's a time skip. Spoilers, everyone. We know there's a time skip because they have two different kinds of actors who are younger and older. All right. And then like we'll get more of their personalities probably like second season. But
Yeah.
I wonder if Joff is going to be like Joffrey. Maybe they won't even call him Joff, so that it's not too much like the Joffrey that we know, and then like he'll be very neglected.
They're not changing names.
Yeah,
He
they
was
did
very
say
strict
we were
that he's
doing
not
that.
Obviously,
changing
they'll
names.
just call him Joffrey for like whole, as opposed to
And maybe-
Joff.
maybe.
Alicia's got thoughts.
Sorry, I have to raise my hand just because there's such a severe lag on my mic. But do we know if they are just time jumping or they're going to move back and forth between both timelines with the younger and older actors?
I think it's supposed to be a solid jump. So it's like halfway through the season. I believe it's supposed to be a solid like 10-year jump.
I've heard they have
Yeah.
a couple of
I
hope
time
so.
jumps.
That would make
I
sense
hope,
just because.
I hope it's more linear because The Witcher had me fucked
Yeah.
up for like a whole year. I need
I
them.
liked The Witcher. Okay, true.
Westworld.
Yeah, but I came in with no experience and I had no idea what the fuck was going on the whole time. So confused.
So someone I know that's a near and dear to my heart saw the first episode. I'm not going to spoil anything, but what they said, there are flashbacks. There are.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so as long as it's clear that they're flashbacks, I think, like, because casual viewers, you know, like I was a casual viewer with The Witcher, I had no idea what was going on.
I read it. I read the books, and The Witcher was confusing. So
Right.
season
It
one,
was
you're talking
super
about season
confusing. Yeah, it was super confusing. Just suddenly, like, the little boy from the thing was like all grown up and like a pervert, and I was like, what the fuck happened?
I
Oh, literally.
don't remember it. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
was
I think they
intentionally-
probably learned from that.
Yeah.
Even though it's not
I
that.
just
Even
need
though it's
some linear stuff to keep it
yeah.
simple.
Say, oh, actually, I wanted to kind of shoo back to Damon real quick. Shoo, 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 shoo,
Oh
shoo.
yes, Damon.
Yeah. Damon.
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 I was saying, Fernando, thank you again for that
Daddy.
super chat. Zaddy Damon. But with Damon,
sorry.
another I'm sorry. How you brought up how he's an enemy, he could be like a really formidable foe. Alliteration, you guys like that.
Yeah.
He's one of very few people in Westeros with battle experience because remember they're coming off the heels of Jaehaerys's reign, which there weren't really any major wars towards the like most of the reign. There wasn't any major wars. Viserys's reign, besides what Daemon was waging in the Stepstones, that was kind of really it for the most part
Yeah.
for most people. So a lot of like people, they were trained in arms, but they weren't battle tested. Where Damon was battle tested, he had a lot of experience in waging war. And then you have Corlys, who's like this amazing admiral. Like, I mean, he served as master of ships on the Great Council. So they're pretty tough opponents when you think about it. Like, I think most of the realm, I think the reason why they kind of played the wait and see card was because of that. I know me personally, if I'm some little minor house and I'm going to get, and I haven't waged war. My dad hasn't waged war. My people, they don't really know what they're doing right now. I'm not going up against the people with experience. Because what does Sir Otto Hightower know about actually commanding troops?
He's no Tywin Lannister, that's for sure.
That's a great point because
he is not.
oh my god, we're not talking about the Greens. Sorry, I will refrain.
Yeah.
That's how we got into this mess.
Sorry, yes. But that is a great point. It's funny because the interviews have said that Corlys, right? They've been likening Corlys' character to Tywin, and I'm like, interesting because I like Corlys.
Yeah.
I love that they're like likening him to a self-made Tywin, though, of like, you know,
Fair.
that he like went on these voyages and did shit. I mean, even so much that they're doing like the 9 rooms dedicated to each voyage, and he walked it with Condal and was like, so he didn't read the book. And Steve said, like, tell me each room, what does it mean so that when I'm walking this on set, I can understand it.
Yeah. Which I learned from Tony Teflon's interview with
Yes.
with Steve.
It was a fantastic
Alisha.
interview. If you haven't
Yes,
seen
so
it, go over
good.
to Tony's channel and watch
Yes.
his interview with Steve
please.
Toussaint. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Because you're missing out.
You
You're
are
missing
missing
out
out.
if you didn't see
He talked
it.
He talked to Alisha and I's dad. So Alisha, say some words about our pops, our papadre.
And Ghost of High Heart Boys.
Whoa!
just-
Oh my God! There's a shadow baby in Chloe's room.
Oh my god.
Did you guys see that too?
It's my husband. I'm sorry. It's not a
Spanish.
shadow baby.
It's Spanish.
We talk
Oh my
much
God,
shit
there
about
it goes.
Stannis all the time, and he's here for you.
Stannis has finally come back to haunt me,
Oh
everyone.
my god.
Sorry about that, Alicia. You were saying. My bad.
Oh, I was going to say the correlation between Corlys and Tywin that I can see so far pre-season would be just the lengths that he went to for his legacy between the voyage. And also, I think he knew that Rhaenyra's children were not his grandchildren, but he kind of adopted him and he was protecting his legacy. And through thick and thin. So I can see that correlation there. Maybe he'll be ruthless. Who knows? Maybe he'll be a
Actually-
boss ass bitch. Who knows?
Like
It's
anti
funny.
Tywin.
It's kind of funny when you bring that up because I think of like it's kind of said a lot that Tywin essentially like only really truly loved and respected Joanna, his wife, and I feel like with and kind of like after Joanna dies, I feel like Tywin just, when it comes to his kids at least, just stops caring like completely about his children. I feel like he put up more of a front when Joanna was around, but then he kind of like drops it a little bit. But spoiler alert, Fire and Blood. But when later down the line when we meet Adam and Alan,
Yeah.
the fact that he respected his wife enough, like I'm gonna keep the like. I know these kids exist, but we're not gonna bring them up until you're gone, and then like.
Both of them were wife guys.
I kind of wonder
They're
though,
wife guys.
maybe they could, okay, I know they were probably Corlys's children. I realize that, but there's that part of me that's like, oh, is my mic not lagging anymore?
No, you're great.
No,
Keep
no.
going.
Oh,
Keep going. Keep
God,
going.
oh God, this is like a huge weight lifted off of my very loquacious shoulders. I think the only part of me that thinks like, okay, maybe it was Laenor is they were dragon riders, and Corlys just doesn't have as much dragon riding blood as Laenor does. So that's the part of me that's like, huh. But that's the thing I love about Fire and Blood. You kind of like,
You don't know.
it can go both ways.
See, I've always thought that Corlys could have claimed a dragon if he had wanted one, because every dragon that he came into contact with, like, accepted him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a point. He didn't want one, it seems, really.
Right.
And
Because
it also
he had
seems
the sea
like,
snake.
yeah.
It's like,
That's
fuck
the
a
thing.
dragon. I got the
He
sea
knew
snake.
that by sea he was already so successful. And there's something in this that this is like if Tywin was accepting of Jaime and Cersei's incest, or if he knew about the bastards, right? Like that's what Corlys is in this. It's like, what if we took Tywin, but what if he knew that the heirs of the throne were actually incest babies or not correct, like they were bastards? What if he knew? And what would he do if he wasn't Tywin? And that's what sets him so apart, right? Because he really cares about his legacy through the Strong Boys, whether they're Harwins or not, because he knows, I think, to some effect, that Laenor didn't want to give him those children and wasn't really able to give him those children in some effects. Maybe he wanted to, but, he was also their dad. He was very much their dad. And I hope we get to see that, like, I don't know, I think there's a strong possibility that a Mr. Damon Targaryen maybe helped put the whole hit in on Laenor, because he's like, well, better go for that. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But nonetheless, maybe they could have had a nice, happy family dynamic, right? You got Damon and Laenor and Rhaenyra, and then his boyfriend and her girlfriends and her boyfriends. It doesn't seem that bad. It seems like a nice little polycule of Fire and Blood.
Honestly, it does, because when you think about all the mixing and matching going around, it's kind of a lot. It's a nice, happy, blended family. I like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, it's a family wreath. It's a family wreath.
Oh my God.
Not a tree, it's a wreath.
And you know what I love
Welcome to
about
the
it
circle.
too, and I will use my own family as an example. My father is a black man. He's not that light skinned. He's a good brown, deep brown color. He has 2 grandchildren from my brother. My brother had children with a white woman, and my nephew does look a bit more brown. My niece, she's white, and she biologically has this black grandfather, and she has like blondish hue to her hair. So one could really, really still try to argue that within universe that Corlys is still biologically the Strong Boy's grandfather, because genetically that's how it works.
Yeah.
And actually, you can even argue that with the point with the dark hair, because as we all know, Rhaenys in the book has black hair because she is a Baratheon. It has in the books, it has like a little bit of white into it, but obviously in the show, I think they just wanted to make it easier for casual viewers to make her hair the atypical
Less confusing. Yeah.
Targaryen color.
And we do see that again in the time of Dunk and Egg with, what's his name, Valor?
Yeah.
Who's got the
Valor,
black
yeah.
hair with the silver stripe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was a change, right? Because it was a change from the original publication of The Princess and the Queen, right? Where in The Princess and the Queen short story, Rhaenys does have, I think, the full silver Targaryen hair. Then in Fire and Blood, they changed her hair. So I don't know when production started exactly. So I don't know if they were like, it's too much work. Can't dye
Since we're on
it.
the subject of Rhaenys, can we talk about what an absolute boss she's
God, I
about to
love
be?
her.
Because one of my favorite stills, actually my favorite still of her that's been released so far, is when they're at the tourney. She's standing up while Corlys and Viserys are sitting down, and Viserys is like going like this, and she's just giving him this look like, did you just put that hand in my face? And so I just feel like I've seen a lot of people equate her she's going to be another Olenna Tyrell. But I think this show is going to do way beyond that. And I think they're going to create Rhaenys so that she kind of creates the blueprint that Olenna just kind of follows. So I don't know if she's going to have as many like mean quips, but she's definitely going to be cold, like in a good way. She's going to be cold. Like she is going to command a room without raising her voice, without losing composure. I just get chills thinking about it. Something tells me, I guess when I read the books, Rhaenys was never really, we didn't get enough on her. I didn't dislike her. I liked her. It's just that she was never one of my favorites, but I get the feeling she is going to be my favorite in this show.
I mean, I love my mom, and I think she is going to be the baddest, be this side of Westeros and the Narrow Sea. But I think, honestly, I'm really excited to see her in Melee's, because the way like Matt Smith talks about Caraxes and Damon's relationship, you see a lot of that in like a lot of the behind the scenes we've been getting with Eve Best, with Melee's and Rhaenys' relationship. And I think and they're both red. They're cute, but
I love Eve Best. You guys, if you haven't watched Nurse Jackie, watch Nurse Jackie. It is one of the best shows. It's got Edie Falco as well. So if you're a Sopranos fan, Edie Falco from The Sopranos, amazing. Just watch it though, because you'll get. Ironically, she has black hair in this show, and she looks killer. So it's such a bummer, because I'm like, it's right there, people. But she's killer in that show, and you can actually already kind of see where she's probably going to take the character in some ways, like some aspects. And I'm excited to see her unleash other parts of that character. The D,
unleash the snarky badass traits are definitely coming over from Nurse Jackie.
Yes.
Yeah, she has like her own kind of no chance and no choice moment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, without being spoilery, I will say that they are going to go out of their way to make sure that we love Rhaenys, so that a certain moment is deeply felt.
Right.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be like the perfect hybrid of, I know we mentioned it a little bit last week too, and you just dropped it now. I think she's going to be the perfect hybrid of Olenna, but with Daenerys.
Yes.
Combined, where we get like the super quippy, obviously more experienced, especially politically minded, like Olenna is, but also Daenerys is obviously, you know, her fire. She's a dragon rider. Not only that, but the fact that Rhaenys pulls up on her wedding day on Dragonback is some of the baddest bitch shit I've ever like read, because I haven't seen it yet. But it's just so, I'm just so excited to see her. She's gonna be so
Something
awesome.
tells me I'm gonna want to be Rhaenys when I grow up.
I already do.
I have. Never mind.
That was my flair on Reddit. Like after that short story came out, The Queen Who Never Was, because you know I'm a cringy Reddit person.
And we love you for it. Here we are. We made it.
I know, right? I know Nim was trying to say something.
Oh, I just wanted to catch up on super chats.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, so the first one we have is from Marcus. Marcus, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, hi, ladies. I'm so happy to be here with y'all and watching the stream. I wanted to ask, if you could have been there for the Black Council, what advice would you have given to Rhaenyra and the Council about winning the dance and reclaiming her inheritance?
Where do we start? Also, I'm not a politician or a leader. I've waged no wars. Only against myself.
Same. I would just say burn them all. That's what I would say. Burn them all. The whole Greens. Burn King's Landing. Burn it. Burn them.
I think, but here's the thing, like both Rhaenyra and like Rhaenyra on her own, without like a whole council being like, okay, say this, she tried to extend reasonable, like she tried to be diplomatic. Aegon, on the other hand, his mother, his wife / sister, a maester, a septon, they all had to like talk him into being reasonable. So I think from Rhaenyra's end, because I like zoned out through halfway through the question, I'm sorry. I think on Rhaenyra's end, she did everything she could. So what was she going to do other than like wage war?
Yeah.
I feel like her flaws were so very human, right? Like the only things that you could tell her to do would be like, don't fuck up the parts where you do, and the parts she fucked up were because she was grieving because her kids were dying each time and people were betraying her. Like that's a normal feeling to just be like, I can't deal with this. And that's part of what happened, right? When she wouldn't let her children go with Rhaenys, and that leads to Rhaenys.
Non-spoilers.
I thought we were spoilers.
Oh wait, is this spoilers?
Girl,
We gave a warning.
I blanket my Fire and Blood spoilers for every stream, so
Okay.
It's been like 4 years.
It's hard to talk
I'm
about
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
no,
guys.
read
It's
it.
I do
tried
feel
to
like
read
when we
700
actually
pages in
start
one day. So.
Okay, so I need to figure out, because I've been trying so hard to tailor what I say, because in previous streams I was like, and then this person dies, and you guys are like, Alisha. So I'm trying to find my bearing here.
To be fair, somebody said it on Twitter. I cannot remember who it was over the weekend, and I was laughing at it. To be fair, at some point everybody dies because this is taking place.
That's actually true.
I say that shit all the time.
So like, but
like two
It's
people
how
don't
they
die.
that's the surprise.
Yeah.
Like two people don't die. That's actually everyone dies like in the story. Shit.
Yeah.
for the most part. Sorry, spoiler. Well, Chloe, what advice would you give Rhaenyra before I have my words for her?
I know Tony Teflon said it in one of his videos, but like leaving court, it's crazy because the designated heir seat of Dragonstone, as we hear from Stannis in the books, is to kill. That's killing him. That's you putting your heir at Dragonstone, and then they feel like they're just like, in the black abyss and they can't fight their way through. Stannis gets really pretty upset about it. Rhaenyra going to Dragonstone and kind of quitting court, which I would too, because like it's just a lot of stress. Shit sucks. But going back to Dragonstone, that's her biggest disadvantage, right? As we talked about earlier, her allies are the Crown Lands. And I have really bad news about how many armies the Crown Lands can produce. Not great. Dragons are what she has. And I mean, I don't know. I'm of two minds of it. We talked about it a lot last time that like, yes, it's bullshit what the Greens pulled. But also like, she does have dragons. So what were they going to do realistically? I get it. But leaving court's a big problem. And also, I don't know, burning down the entire countryside is also a problem. Like the Tumbletons, it's not great. So I just wish maybe she would take the fight as far away from the small folk. Read, they're everywhere, unfortunately. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell her. It's just like, it's a man's fucking world, girl. It's a man's world, and burn it down, I guess.
Yeah, burn it down. It was inevitable. There's no way it could have came out good.
Yeah.
So there's really no counsel to give her, because there's no way it could have ended good when you have dragons fighting dragons. I think Damon says it in the Black Council.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have dragons, but they are a last resort. We don't want to use dragons.
Well, and that's what really does them in. I don't think that everything that does them in, like, this is why the dragons die. It's not because of Aegon 3 being the dragon's bane. It's not because he saw to all the dragons dying. You guys did. You guys got in the air and killed them all. Fought each other and killed them all. Like, that's what you did. You guys killed the dragons. You were the end of the dragons. And you did that for this spiky little chair. Spike. So I don't know. Girlfriend, just, maybe take a step back and have a Kit Kat, and then let's think about it and kill a couple people, and then let's get back to work,
Yeah. Honestly, this is
It's
going to sound...
Viserys' fault. It's Viserys' fault.
It is. Amen.
He should have married... Like, I know that Aegon and Rhaenyra didn't like each other, but they should have just married them together.
I was just about to say the same thing. My only advice to Rhaenyra would have been, honestly, find a way to piece this up through a marriage, like dissolve. Like, granted, I thought it was cute, like, oh, we're gonna marry Bela and Rhaena to like Jason, Luke. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to cut one of those betrothals off. Somebody's going to have
it's
to.
Viserys' fault. That doesn't even help, though. It's not fair to make her marry
part of it
Aegon.
too is like,
I think
wouldn't
she
the Greens
personally
feel insulted?
No, they suggested it, didn't they? Didn't Alicent say?
Yeah,
Alicent suggested it, and
but that's no better than
No,
Jaehaerys.
I mean, like,
that's no better
if
than
she
them.
tried to marry one of the strong boys off too.
Oh no, I meant one of the
Jaehaera or something.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If
Oh, the
not one of
Greens
the,
wouldn't accept that.
Mhm.
I don't
not
know.
the
They
strong.
might.
I think if they kept the betrothal that ends up happening with Aegon and Jaehaera, spoilers, but between Aegon and Jaehaera, I think that at least would have been a good remedy for it. But I
Yeah.
think obviously at that point they were thinking Jaehaera and Jaehaerys were going to get married.
But how much clearer does a mother ever have to be? You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole goddamn ceremony where everybody bends the knee. I don't care if it was like 10 years ago, and who cares about the show fudging ages? Like, we had to deal with that already for freaking 10 years. We'll live again. But, like, I don't know. I mean, you had a whole ceremony in front of everybody, and then you never said, no, that's not true anymore. You didn't ever reiterate it, and maybe you should have reiterated the law. But, like, how much clearer do you have to be?
I'm going to counter that briefly. He did reiterate it multiple times because they do ask, at least in Fire and Blood, they do ask again, and he says something along like, "Oh, you just want your own kin on the throne. I've made my decision. It's already set in stone," type of thing. It's just, unfortunately, I agree with Gray here. I think he should have just married the two siblings off just to avoid that in the future. Like, I think Allison was very politically like that was a good political foresight from her. Like, I'll give her credit on that, even though, but I will give her credit where it's due. But she kind of was right. Like, it would have saved them a lot of headache in the future had they just married the two off.
I mean, he should have
they were
just
both-
changed the entire succession
Because
of
by the
Westeros and
time-
said it publicly.
They were both gonna cheat anyway. They could just
Yeah.
they cheated before on their
Yeah.
on their current partners. You know, Aegon with Helena cheats on her, and then Rhaenyra obviously. So like
Laner, yeah.
who cares? Just marry
It's
them
pride.
to each other.
It's pride.
Yeah.
That's all it is pride. I mean, it
Well,
is.
the
And that's the
time-
other part of it is like, how do you get to also have a choice when you're saying you're commanding thousands of hundreds of thousands of millions of people in a country? Also, you have to be able to put that aside because, like, that's what being the blood of the dragon and a leader means. If you're going to control Westeros, don't you owe it to those people who every day might die under your dragon's flames to just suck it up and do the right thing?
Yeah.
Maybe
by
the throne's
time
bad.
she has a baby, by the time she has Jaehaerys, it's inevitable that they're going to fight because Jaehaerys follows Rhaenyra on the throne. Jaehaerys' parentage is in question. So, of course, I mean, Rhaenyra's not no heartless biatch, but Damon is. Damon would have killed Aegon, Aemon, anybody that would have been a threat to Jaehaerys.
Sorry,
really?
wrong one. I want to bring this up. What Tony said, Jaehaerys, it was his fault. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
If Jaehaerys just named Rhaenys his heir after her father died, as he should have, crisis
Absolutely.
averted. No problems to be had here. Everybody gets to be happy, but nope.
That is a big part of it. Like, it is Jaehaerys, in my opinion, that he had the chance many times. And it's crazy because I think someone said in the chat earlier of like, why did Alisand really think he was fair? How would she know at age 13, first of all, that he was going to be a dick most of his life? Because he was like an avoidant dick that wouldn't actually out loud say, like, he would look at her and be like, yeah, our daughter's going to be queen when she marries her brother. Finger guns. And she realizes that. Why do you think they fought so much? Like, it wasn't just because they got in a fight over what at the time. Like, slowly but surely, she's like, oh, so you really believe none of your daughters could ever sit on that throne, huh? Interesting.
Part of it is self-serving,
It's
right?
on
'Cause
top
she
of it,
doesn't-
he's out here calling Sarah like a whore and a slut, and
Don't
you
start
know,
with
all
that
that
man
other
with
stuff.
me right now.
You know,
Jaehaerys, I'm
He's a
coming
huge
for you.
misogynist, but like Alisand can't fight too hard against it because at the same time, to what extent is her power tied to Jaehaerys's? And if Jaehaerys, we harp on this all the time, like, but like Jaehaerys can't acknowledge women's succession, like, and them inheriting ahead of men because then that invalidates his own claim. Because Rhaena even came before Maegor, right? Rhaena was told, don't bring your dragon because then it makes Aegon, her husband at the time, look weak. So Jaehaerys can't acquiesce to, maybe women can inherit because then suddenly he's called into question.
Yeah.
which is so silly because by the time he calls the Great Council of 101, hasn't Rhaena passed away? by the
Yes.
time there's like
Yes.
this inherent,
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you don't even have anything to worry about anymore, my dude.
So
Just
dumb.
let it
My
go.
dude. Yeah, it's about Balin, right? His son and heir, and who should succeed him. And everyone's like, so not to talk about the elephant in the room, but what if we chose someone that isn't a chick? I mean, it goes back deeper than that insult, though, right? Because we're gonna see spoilers in and Kiri just called it in the chat. Westeros is just anti-woman. Exactly. Like, how many dickhole men have been everywhere in this freaking nation and ruled horribly? I mean, we have a whole book on it. It's called Fire and Blood. But and there's a Song of Ice and Fire series. You all should check it out. They actually made these books after the show came out. They adapted them. No, I'm just kidding. But that's like the whole point is like they're all bad. Everyone's bad in this if you have that much power, right?
Yeah.
How do we balance that shit?
But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, Viserys saw what a cluster cuss the Council of 101 was. And it was the whole secession crisis. So the first thing he does with that information is, I think I'm going to make the inheritance an even bigger mess.
He should have married Lena.
Agreed. Hard agree.
I know it's weird because she's Youngo, but
maybe Alicent had that wop.
Wait, I have a quick question for you guys. You're funny.
Sorry.
Quick question for you guys. Do you think Viserys may have actually thought people voted for him because they liked him and not because he was a boy? He was like the grown boy option.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like Viserys is like, they just really like me, not like, no, you're just older than the other boy who's getting acclaimed through a woman and we're misogynist, actually. Like, that's the only reason why we're choosing you. But
have
if
you ever seen the video of that?
No one would care.
Have you ever seen the video of that dog that happens to be like trotting along with marathon runners and he thinks that everybody is cheering for him?
Yeah.
So the dog's just like really happily trotting along. That's Viserys after he won the Council of 101.
They like me. They really like me.
I threw a whole parade.
Are we not cheering for the dog?
I mean, yeah, but only because we have to. You know, vote red no matter who or whatever.
I cheer for Grey's dogs all the time.
Grey's dog for sure. Grey's dog should be king. Iron Throne. Both of them at once.
Yeah,
I don't know. I do feel for Viserys, and I want to see. I'm kind of excited about the way the show's taking Viserys. I know we talked about him in the Green faction last time, 9 months ago. Could have had a baby named Viserys by now, all of us right now. I've given you... Oh my God, we birthed Hot D!
Jesus Christ.
Oh shit, we did! Oh my God. You're welcome, everyone. Like,
you're so welcome. We conceived this 9 months ago together, and now we're giving you House of the Dragon.
6
Holy
mommies came together in a ceremony because unfortunately we didn't have 7 people for the 7 gods of the 7. That was redundant.
This is close
That's
enough.
quite the Hexa-Lesbo relationship.
Okay, egg.
Anyway, I'm sad for Viserys or whatever. Like, I am in some aspects, and I'm excited to see them play on that. Like, he is sympathetic. He definitely knew about a lot more than what... I mean, Fire and Blood doesn't give him much, right? He's a very stoic, blank character, and they're really playing with that, and they're really kind of running in on it. Like, we've talked about it before. Me and Ara, I know we've talked about it before together, but, like, Viserys probably lit that fire at Harrenhal, y'all. I think he was like, "Ooh, we gotta end this Harwin Strong guy right quick, because he is just... He's fucking
too
my daughter. Too much. Too much, dude. Too much. He's got to lay back on that every year, you know?
I'm like,
we actually talked about that. We actually talked about that last week because we made the comparison between Eddard and Brandon Stark being burned by the Mad King.
Interesting.
And that was
Damon.
what had convinced us that it was Viserys that had done it.
That's great.
I mean, he was like, Harwin's just too hot to be left around my daughter. He has to go.
Those
Can we run it back to the super chats for just a minute?
Oh yeah, I forgot we have more
Mandy.
super chats.
I'm
Yes,
so sorry.
please.
We just have one more. Also, my advice to Team Black would be just kill Kristen Cole in his sleep. Get it over with early.
That's a good. That's actually really good. That's a good one.
Wait, who said this? Because I'm a little wet about that.
That was
She said it.
Nim
No,
did.
that was my
No,
opinion.
Nim said it.
Lots to be
Mandy, I'm so
regarding
wet
Nim's
about
fight.
this.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, I've always despised Kristen Cole, but if Kristen Cole bad, why act her so hot?
Yes.
They did
I
that
was
shit
like,
on
oh no, they
purpose.
made him hot.
You gotta have a
No,
fuckboy or
no.
3. You know?
I
Gotta have
always
some
said Satan
fuckboys.
here is beautiful.
I mean, they had to give Rhaenyra something to lust over, I guess. But anyways,
We all have mistakes, right?
Yeah.
We've all done some mistakes
So
in our
true.
life.
that are hot, but
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay, we have another super
Super
chat
chat.
from Fernando Pugh. Thank you so much
Yes.
for the other super chats. Laenor wins the Best Dad in Westeros award. I hope we get to see those father-son moments between him and the 3 boys. Do you think we'll get those?
I hope
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
He was looking
They
real fine
better
with his
flesh
hair
Laenor
back.
out.
He was.
Can we talk
He
about that?
was.
I really hope Laenor gets
I like
the proper attention he deserves.
the shot where it's like he has his hair pulled back and they're like
And it's
they
in
have
this
like the 3
little-
boys and yeah, I really because we do like at least in Fire and Blood it does say that he was in the room while Rhaenyra was giving birth. So honestly, I think kind of biased here. I think Joffrey's gonna be his favorite boy because obviously it's named after his his Bushka Bibble, if you will, his bestie with
His
benefits.
companion.
His companion. Sorry, my leg's bothering me. But I think
His
that's
life partner. And by life,
Yeah.
I mean
his neighbor.
how long it
His
goes.
podcast
His life.
host. Wait, what?
Aww. That's how I think of you all.
Like, don't get me wrong, Laenor is a cuck, but I don't want to see him presented as only a cuck.
There
You
are
know.
dimensions to the cucking. Yeah.
Yeah, like he totally
Dimensional
consents to the cucking.
Which is
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I mean, that's a kink. And there's like, there's something about, I mean, I don't know, as happy as he gets to freaking exist, right? Like he's like, cool, so I can go do what I kind of want to do in private and get away with some of it. I love that. I'm happy for him, and I'm sad that maybe it won't last as long as maybe he wants it to. But, politics at court and other intrigues, it's kind of a bitch, I hear. Spoilers.
I would hate it. Just personally.
Yeah, like, could you just stay in your room and go on Twitter all day, or no? Because, like, that's my. Can I not?
That's how I would be in court. I'd be like, oh my gosh, Twitter.
Tweeting, dissociate with the red keep right now
God.
at me.
Oh my gosh, they're going through all these claims. Apparently, somebody's, ghost got burned by a dragon. Oh, whoop-de-doo. That'd have been me.
Hashtag Great Council 101. Live tweeting the Great Council. Oh my god.
Manifest their
that's-
survival vibes.
I feel like there should be a mock Great Council and you should live tweet from it.
Oh, that's
wow,
an interesting
wow.
idea.
I'd
That's a good
follow
idea.
it. I follow it.
Sunday at 9 p.m. Eliana time.
In preparation.
Oh, I
You
thought
could-
we were talking about like we could do like an event. We could do something like in person. It could be fun, like the mock trials or whatever.
That's interesting.
like it.
actually. It's interesting.
It'd be cute.
We're just brainstorming live.
Yeah.
Is Misssaria technically on the Black Council in some aspects?
Yes.
In a way.
I mean, I
eventually,
said it. I
yeah.
kind of said it earlier that she kind of counted. I count her because she does she eventually does reside with them when spoiler alert, Rhaenyra triumphant, but she's kind of personal with Damon again.
Something in that chapter specifically, Rhaenyra's she's had a hard time recently, I hear. And she's chilling on the throne, big chilling, right? And she has Helena and Alicent in her hands. The way she can punish them or give them punishment, etc. There's something interesting that Mushroom says. So this is a Fire and Blood spoiler. If you don't want to hear it, tune out for like 7 seconds or so. But Gray's gone. She doesn't want spoilers. It's over. So Misssaria kind of whispers in her ear, and she's like, you could send them to the brothel, for them to be used and given bastards themselves, and that'll show them as you have them as prisoners. And she's like, you could do that. And then so Mushroom is all like, so she did. But like Mushroom, we know is like sometimes he exaggerates for emphasis, which I really feel personally. I do that a lot. You'll hear that. I'll be like, I could literally die, which I could any moment. But I don't know if it's true. I think Misssaria seemed to almost pull Rhaenyra back from the ledge sometimes in the story. Like that she like would say, here's an awful thing you could do. Or instead of doing that, you could not do that because that would make you look bad. But you could do it and that'd be fun too. Fun for all.
Makes her feel like a big person for not doing it.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
she's actually pulling her from the like. I feel like Misssaria could have some of that. That she's like, oh my god, this bitch about to kill everyone.
Here's my only counter to that. It really messes me up the way Misssaria chose to tell Rhaenyra, like, yeah, Damon and Nettles, they's a fucking. So you know,
Felt like
they's
some
a
payback,
fucking
baby.
Yeah.
Do you think that might have came from like stemmed from jealousy because maybe Damon wasn't visiting Misssaria as much this time around? So she's like, actually, that Nettles girl, we shouldn't like her because she's sleeping with him.
Well, I mean, she's always kind of been Damon's official mistress, and then it became official when Rhaenyra was supposedly giving her blessing. So I mean, like, for him to just move on to Nettles and Mandy, you and I were speaking on the phone earlier today. I feel like this is a very good segue to talk about Damon and Nettles.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah. That's Australian for yes. Yeah.
Ardar.
So we were talking about whether or not Nettles was Damon's mistress or whether she was his daughter.
Yes.
Because that's a very common theory, right? Did you say both of them?
I hope not both.
I mean, Targaryen.
What do you think? I want to hear what you think.
The Targaryen
I mean,
of
he
it
did
all.
bang his knees. You know?
He did.
I feel like there's a line, and that's
the limit
line.
does not exist.
No, I think the limit
limit does
exists.
not exist.
The limit exists,
Not with
and
the
that's
Targaryens.
the line. That's the line.
So I don't know if I'm convinced one way or the other. I think that there was a lot of as Alisha said earlier, it was like he was preparing her to be a lady. He was teaching her the etiquettes of court and things like that. And what made us think that she might be his daughter is that he never did that with Misssaria. He never gave a shit what people thought about her conduct or the way she presented herself or them as a unit or whatever. And with Nettles, he was like, I hate the word, but grooming her into life at court, which
the other kind of grooming.
Yeah.
I mean, he said it before.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I mean, like, the way that Sam describes to Jon Snow, right? Like that J.R. Mormont is grooming you for command. And I don't know, I'm the same as you, right? I don't know if I feel strongly either way, but there's something interesting there if she is. And there's a great, I think, irony that comes from that if Nettles is his daughter, and then if there's jealousy, what if it's not born out of any sort of sexual tension? But remember, Misssaria was allegedly once pregnant with Damon's child and then loses that child. So for Damon to have had children with both Rhaenyra and, I don't know, whoever the fuck else Nettles' mother is, perhaps there's a sort of, because she was given a dragon egg, right, in preparation for the child she was supposed to have with Damon. And she, like, that was supposed to be our kid or something. I don't know.
Right.
Random
See,
shit.
I find a different level of irony with this in that when Rhaenyra, spoiler alert, orders Nettles to be unalived, she is taking away Damon's child when she herself is grieving over the loss of her children.
That's interesting.
And then she loses Damon almost immediately afterwards too.
I would like that. Not only that, but I also think because we know Damon doesn't really get to a lot of time with Laena and Rhaena at that point. So maybe he sees a lot of his own daughters within Nettles. Even though I'm kind of of the belief that Nettles may be his child. If Nettles is not his child, I'd be interested to see who. I do believe Nettles is a dragon seed. I want to make that very abundantly clear early on. I
Same.
believe Nettles is a dragon seed of some sort. Whose baby? I don't know, but somebody's child.
There's a lot
If
of
it
them.
is, there's a lot to choose
Yeah,
from. It could
they're
be like,
everywhere.
honestly, like
My
yeah,
bet
there's
would actually
options.
be Viserys.
Oh, interesting.
That would
Interesting.
I would like that.
That man went
Clinging
fucking
to
nobody.
his brother.
Nobody fucking
I mean, he does like his nieces. Ew, gross. I can't believe I said that out loud.
Oh my God. You
I
know, I don't know. For those that want the Damon Nettles alternative of like romance, I do have a theory to present you with, or somewhat of a theory, which is Damon Targaryen is kind of like the prototype Jaime Lannister from the outline of the original Game of Thrones outline that George put out. When George first had written kind of his story of what he was going to do in the 1993 outline, Jaime basically will follow Joffrey on the throne, was his plan, by killing everyone ahead of him in line of succession, blaming his brother Tyrion for the murders. And then Tyrion would change sides, making common cause with the Starks to bring his brother down, and fell helplessly in love with Arya Stark. If you didn't know this, buckle up. And his passion, of course, is unreciprocated, but no less intense because it'll lead to a rivalry with Tyrion and Jon because Jon also loves Arya. This is a crazy outline that he originally did. Anyways, so glossing over all that.
Sorry.
Arya Tyrion is a ship, girl. I don't know what your issue is.
Yeah, it's George's ship, apparently.
Apparently.
Who are we
It's
to
like
argue
Hunters
with
that
George's
way.
adaptation of the television show, really?
Yeah.
But that said, with that in mind of like, Jaime kind of presented as a Daemon-esque figure, right? We see him sitting on the throne in the trailers already, talking to Rhaenyra, kind of having that dominance on the throne already. He is a prestigious fighter, right? He's the prince of the city. Jaime is Kingsguard. Kingsguard is hell, so he's kind of a prince of the city himself in a less lowbrow way, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of chuffed. He's a little upset that he's been put aside, right? He's a little chuffed. He's like, oh, my niece is my heir. Better fuck her. Anyways, so both are like super prestigious fighters, right? The best swordsmen of their time, pretty much. They're both married to someone they didn't want to marry. Interesting enough, Jaime they are promised, sorry, not married, but Jaime's like promised to possibly Lysa was the original goal. And Damon ends up marrying Rhea of the Vale, not really his first choice. And then, of course, they have some missteps when it comes to their enemies' children. Jaime Lannister, famous for throwing a boy out of a tower. Damon, blood and cheese, right? A little darker.
Yeah.
They both run parts of the city. They're both reviled for very terrible acts, right? Jaime, kinslaying, and Damon, a lot more acts, I would say, than Jaime. Now, here's where I feel like there's a little something. Brienne's kind of nettlesy in some aspects.
Ooh. I can see
Brienne
it.
is kind of nettlesy. She has a little Targ blood in her, too, to be fair. Brienne does. But if you look in the bloodlines, a little tiny bit of Tarth and Targ blood going on. But she kind of becomes, I mean, especially in the show and what we might see in the future, the reason that Jaime turns against Cersei, right? Who is deep in her throes of upsetness. She kind of might be the reason that he turns against Cersei finally, or that he does something against Cersei or stops answering the call. As we've seen, he's already like, no, I'm not answering this DM. I'm blocking this bitch when she DMs him asking for him to, come help her. So I don't know. There's something about him helping Nettles escape that feels a little bit like Jaime, being like, Brienne, girlfriend, you changed my life. Love you. Got to go back to that bitch I love, but like, love you, girl. Never stop.
I love you, Chloe. What the fuck? That was so good.
Thanks, baby. I love you
I was
too.
like, I was like listening to Chloe, and then I got distracted by Kato so easily. I'm like, oh,
that dog was good for this. That helped me through this. TBH.
He doesn't know about space.
He's like, just love me. He's like Damon to like everyone. Just love me. I just want to be.
Damon
loved.
doesn't know what he wants.
No, but
honestly, I think Damon likes love. He likes to be loved.
I think you're on point, Chloe. Like, I think he has fallen in love with Nettles because when they depart, like his dragon flips the fuck out and like Is it his dragon or is it both dragons? I know they broke like all the windows break
dragons.
in the
Yeah.
tower. Both dragons? Yeah.
Which, like, to be fair, that's why I would like not mind if it was actually the father-daughter thing, because it's kind of a great twist and it makes you like realize like, oh shit, that changes everything about the dance. And also, I really think we're gonna get this answer, like at least from what the showrunners believe, which is heavily influenced by George R.R. Martin, I hear. But like, I think we will definitely at least get the answer to this question eventually.
Yeah.
Why did they give the guy who's just adapting the other show so much power over the second one?
That's true. That's true.
I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done with my joke.
Yo, our buddy
So I have a
Ed6
question.
in the comments.
What do you ladies?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alisha. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, it's
Oh,
okay.
wait,
My,
no.
my
Oh,
mic
wait,
is dragging again. Get to egg 6.
Actually, no. Actually, I want to egg 6. They have
a
a
famous
bath
bath
scene
scene. Yes, 100%. I've been
Yes.
thinking about that. They have the bath scene.
Ooh.
It's brainy, guys. Y'all, it's brainy. It's brainy with dragons. My God.
I'm excited to see it.
So
I
I was
also,
going to ask, how do y'all feel about the theory that part of the Targaryens live on in the dragons and vice versa, depending on
Ooh,
who
interesting.
dies first? Because it kind of seems like there are some eagle-eyed viewers that are kind of noticing in stills in the trailer that Viserys the First seems very obsessed with Velaryon, and he seems very obsessed with Valyria, and Velaryon was the last dragon from Valyria to survive. So Velaryon would have all those memories of Valyria. So I kind of like, it's fresh, it's new, there's not a lot of evidence for it, but I do kind of love it, and it would explain a lot. So how do y'all feel about that?
Well, we've
That
been
makes-
talking a little bit about this in the last week, and we were discussing when Jaehaerys's dragon and Alysanne's dragon died, that there was this moment where they were kind of coiled around each other, and Silverwing was nudging his wing, trying to get him to fly. Like, she was like hurt. She was sad that he was dead. And it made me think like part of them were still in their dragons.
It's like the Lion King. They were like,
Right.
Mufasa, we gotta go home.
Fuck.
Get up.
What's wrong with you guys?
Get up.
Right.
I'm telling you guys right now, that second
Drop
Tumbleton, that second Tumbleton season 3 or 4, whenever that's gonna be. Oh, I'm gonna be a wreck. But yeah, no, that's a great point. Just like when Lena dies, Vhagar, like, spoilers, Vhagar starts like flipping out. So like when we get to like the God's Eye, like that's Chloe. When we get to the God.
So is that why Drogon didn't kill Jon, and instead he killed the throne?
Probably, if we want to give them that loophole, which I don't want to give them that type of grace, but like, you
We won't
stupid
go
Cher,
there.
you're the reason why my mommy died. Like, I guess.
But
Rather
no,
than, like,
I
the
think
guy who actually
too,
did it.
Mandy was saying it would also explain why Vhagar suddenly turned on the blacks so viscerally, because, you know, there's a good possibility in the same way that Damon helped Laenor along, Rhaenyra could have helped Laena along, because it kind of, I don't know how much I subscribe to it, but there's a good chance that Rhaenyra helped Laena along because she was by her bedside after she gave birth every day, very
Look,
diligently.
true love waits.
And I'm
True
sorry,
love
but
waits,
when
Alisha.
Targaryen women, when Targaryen women sit by the bedside of someone who's ailing, that person always seems to die. I've noticed.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
okay, always, twice off the top of my head that I can think of, but let's just roll with it. Okay.
But still, I mean, there's evidence there. And I don't know, I like the idea. It's ironic and incredibly bittersweet, which we know is George's style, but the idea that Rhaenyra wanted Damon that whole time. She wanted to marry him, and they married months after their spouses mysteriously died. And then Damon finds Nettles, if we are subscribing to the soulmates, not father and daughter relationship, that he finds Nettles and he's like, okay, well, bye. And I, even more so, like Alisha and I were talking again earlier, we were talking about if Damon had survived at the God's Eye and had been nursed back to health by the children of the forest on the Isle of Faces, that word would have reached Nettles in the Mountains of the Moon, where she was forming up, the burned men. I think the initiation was giving a sheep stealer, and that's how they came up with their little ritual of burnings. But that she would have gone just to be in, that place one more time, and eventually made it to the Isle of Faces and found him. And then that was when they left to Essos. And then the Lamb Men happened because of the blue marble.
Oh my God, Mandy, you just gave me flashbacks.
I know. It was a good moment. I love it.
Great moment.
I don't think Damon died. I don't think Damon died.
So either.
I actually,
if we
have
don't
this
have
really
a body, I don't believe they're dead.
I have a really elaborate theory that he was the three-eyed raven before Blood Raven. It was actually Damon. And there's like all these, like, I can't sit here and go over all of it in this video because it would be like an hour long, but you can go watch my video on it. It's called Prince Damon's Secret.
Watch it. It's fantastic.
Watch it. Yeah, I must say,
Fantastic.
you had me convinced, because I figure he does land in the Isle of Faces, and
Yeah.
if the rumors are true about a certain conqueror having visions, I could see it. I could see him, and not only that, but where Bloodraven is his great grandson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, great grandson. I could.
And there's like there's this idea that whoever is the three-eyed raven has to have like first men blood.
Mm-hmm.
And Damon has it because, like, I think it's his grandmother is a Massey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his grandmother's a Massey. And then, like, he has all these parallels with Bloodraven that you don't necessarily think about. And then you see it, like, he wielded Dark Sister as one of them. And then, like, the whole Blackfire Rebellion and the Dance of Dragons parallel. It's a lot. It's a lot.
The
it's
Raven's
like
teeth and the gold cloaks.
Yeah, it's like a 40-minute video.
We went over all of that last week because there was so many. It was like the 13 years as the Lord Commander, 13 years as the Commander of the Gold Cloaks, the 13 notches in the tree. There's tons of them. There's tons of them.
That's amazing.
Interesting.
And there's something
And
you said
the thing
about
is,
like, the
too,
same pool. Alisha and I are dancing. I'd love to dance with
We
Alisha.
are. You go ahead.
yeah.
Chloe.
Oh, but you're so pretty. You go first. And now I'm losing camera. Oh my God.
I insist. Well, I was going to say, go ahead.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm drinking now. So.
Okay. So
You go,
I was
no,
going to
you
say
go.
something that was always curious to me is that George wants to bring attention to the 13 notches in the tree, because it's not just some throwaway line from Fire and Blood. Like, Arya talks about it when she's at Harrenhal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think in her inner monologue, she brings it up a couple times. So I think we're supposed to pay attention to those 13 notches. I'm not going to pretend like I know why.
And Carlos in the chat just brought it up. He said Targs are wargs. Not to actually you, Carlos. I'm sorry. But actually they're skin changers. But they are, like, I think that's obvious. That's like really obvious, right? Like, we've spent so much time connected with the Starks to the wolves that we see that innate like companionship. And I think they're all drawing for the same pool of magic in the long run. Like, it feels everything's connected. First of all, doing the Varamir chapter, Varamir in the last prologue of his Song of Ice and Fire, that's published right now, A Dance with Dragons, Adubwada, affectionately. Varamir actually, like, he straight up dies at the end. Spoiler. Read the books.
What?
But he
Whoa,
also
a prologue POV died.
mind blown. But he goes into the weirwood net before he dies. And is that because he's a skin changer in Warg? Or is that because we all fucking go into the weird, not in real life? Okay, obviously that would be rad as fuck. But do we all go? I mean, but we do. It's a metaphor. Like, do we all go into the weirwood net before we die? And is the weirwood net the same thing as the magic that's giving us these dragon dreams, right? These kind of, George made the distinction in the past few years between ice whites and fire whites, right? And does that have any bearing here that we have ice dreams and fire dreams, dragon dreams and wolf dreams? Does the polarity matter? What does it matter? Yeah, dreams of spring, TBH, is what we have. But
dreams of winter too. While we're at it,
start with that one.
But I believe we do have some more super chats to get through.
Yes.
What do you got, Mandy?
We have a super chat from Marcus Jones. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really hope they give us more insight into Laena and Laenor. We haven't seen any true promo with Laena in it, and even though, yes, the show is about the Targaryens, I truly hope they give some depth to the Velaryon siblings. Me too.
Yes.
I do too.
Me too. I need all of the Velaryon.
I think we'd all be closer to Velaryons than we would be Targs. You know what I mean? Like, in a very essential way, like, all of us really, I feel like we could all be Velaryons, but I don't know if we could all just be Targs. I don't think you could just be a Targ.
No.
I wouldn't want to be a Targ. I'd be so inbred. Are you kidding me?
House. Oh my god.
And then we got a super chat from Mother of Ferrets. Adri, you didn't send a question, my love. If you have a question, put it in the chat and I will read it.
Well, thank you for the super chat. Also, just so you guys know, if you see on the ticker on the bottom of the screen, on the bottom of the screen, super chats are accepted through PayPal at the moment at preposterousaf@gmail.com. Again, I know I'm just going to keep repeating myself, but under review. Still under review. Thanks to all your help for getting us to the application process, but super chat.
Adri sent a message. She said, I sent it because I love you. I'm a little curious if you ladies think Prince Jaehaerys will have 6 fingers on his left hand and 6 toes on each foot like it describes in the Prince.
Interesting.
Probably
They're
not.
trying to be true to the books.
That would be great attention. That'd be great attention to detail, but I don't think they're going to go that far.
I don't know.
I also wonder if it's like a lie.
With, like, prosthetics just for like a flash on screen. You know.
I also think
not?
it's like propaganda also in Rogue Prince. I think he was playing with propaganda in some aspects, though at the same time, inbred as shit. You know, like Wonder Bread that crap. Maybe it is. But that said, I just don't think about Prince Jaehaerys for some reason, and I can't figure it out. So
it's probably because what happens to him within like the second time he's even mentioned.
He gets coronated. You're right.
Yeah.
In the same way Viserys got coronated in Vias Dothrak, if you will.
But no,
let's not get wait, Alisha,
practical
hold on.
reason.
Alisha,
okay. Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I wasn't getting ahead of ourselves. You guys, you're
making
awful.
A joke.
I love it. No, I was gonna say the want practical reason I would say they wouldn't do 6 fingers on Jaehaerys is because he would be played by a child, and there's only so many hours that they can use the children because of child labors, and he'd spend a lot of hours in prosthetics over 6 fingers on a flash on screen.
Oh I just thought of the finger that Black Pete whittles for Lucius in our flag means death. I'm sorry. They could just whittle him one. Anyway, sorry.
I can't wait for season 2.
Completely random. Anyways, we were talking about Damon. And
I've heard of him.
Yes, we have. But there was a point that I think Ara was making. What was the last thing you said about Damon? Do you remember? Because I remember you talking and then it went off tangent from there.
We're sorry, Mandy. We'll be better.
No,
we promise. We'll all be better.
We do it all the time.
All of us.
We're normally better about
No,
like,
we're never
remembering
gonna
what
be
it was.
better. We're never gonna be better. But you know what's great is you guys have this awesome community that shows up like every freaking week, and they tell you. They all tell you. They're like, "Oh, you were talking about this, babes."
I know, aren't they
They
wonderful?
do. They do. Yeah.
I love that for you.
They're
Wow.
wonderful.
I love our listeners so much. I mean, like,
You guys
one
are
of the
best.
things I like about doing live streams is that you get to interact with viewers and listeners
Mhm.
as you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
our
like it a lot.
viewers are like so on top of the information.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Very
When
good at
if
crafting.
ever we are searching for a name or a date, someone will have it ready for us. Like they're amazing.
Because we're all in the same wheelhouse. Like we know what we're saying. It's just we're not there yet. We need a little poke. There's a lot of ACs. There's a lot of Targs. My God.
There are a lot of
Yes.
Targaryens.
Yeah.
And
And
again,
the family tree is so damn confusing.
it's a family wreath. I thought we discussed that
Yes.
earlier. 'Cause it's just a
Their
circle.
family
They're
wreath.
all they're all connected.
Convoluted as fuck.
And Ara's gonna break the wheel.
Oh my God.
Damn. I'm gonna break the wreath. Christmas is over.
Oh my God. I can't believe the
Sir
Targaryens
Christmas
burned
Cole.
Christmas down.
Oh my god, I was gonna make a power quote, cancel Christmas on you guys, but anyway. But I did want to say just another thank you guys. Also, for those that weren't here earlier, just a little housekeeping announcement. Next week, when we start our first after show, we will be at 8:30 instead of 7:30. So just
Yeah.
remember, so you have all your information ready to go at 8:30 from when we need your help. And
And we can
also
spam it on the socials too.
Yeah, we will. We'll keep you guys updated. But also, again, if you guys want to send super chats, you guys can send them through PayPal at preposterousaf@gmail.com. We are, feeling like a broken record here. We're still under review for our monetization for super chats. So, send all that good positive vibes. Tell YouTube to hurry up and process our application already. So,
And if you hit the like and subscribe, that can only be a positive connotation for you guys to get official, right? Like if you haven't liked the video, you need to go below, hit like right now while you're watching it. And we love that if you do it. Like we love it.
Yes,
and also
Mom.
hit subscribe. Also hit subscribe. Do it for Rhaenys. Do it for Rhaenyra. Do it for Rhaena. Do it for girlies all over the realm that got their crown. Their freaking Jaehaerys 1 crown stolen from them, okay? Do it for them.
And do it for Danny.
Yeah.
do it for Danny.
Yeah.
Do it for Danny.
And do it
Do
for
it for Johnny.
yourself.
Like
I love
I
that.
was thinking the other day how I feel like Rhaenyra and I know you guys probably talked about it. I know you did talk about it last week about Rhaenyra and Daenerys and how much they have in common and how it's like the whole foreshadowing. I feel like Rhaenyra is foreshadowing what's gonna happen to Dany and Winds when she goes over to Westeros. She's gonna be fighting an Aegon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can we talk about though too, Rhaenyra, where she went wrong, at least in King's Landing, is just putting the wrong advisors in certain roles. Because quite a bit of the dissension that happened in King's Landing, where the shepherd was able to come along and be like, was
Yeah.
because her master of coin was just starving everyone. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's like Rhaenyra was so lost in her grief and so out of touch with everything. I don't think she really knew what was going on. Off the top of my head, I don't know if it mentions anything about her caring or not. I think she just didn't know, to be honest.
That's like the hardest part about Fire and Blood, right? Is we don't get her POV. So we have to make so many assumptions. And some of her character really rings true. Like you could tell some of her intentions, but a lot of it is left so vague on purpose. And like that, I mean, look at Rhaego Draz, right? During Jaehaerys' golden fucking reign. Like we talked about how great his reign went, right? But Rhaego Draz, Master of Coin, he was said to make money ball out of nowhere. He's like in the club every night. And the club turned violent for him. It did not turn great. And, Rhaenyra just ignored it. Like you said, that's not good because that's probably one of the offices that directly affects the small folk, especially the most, and anyone
Mhm.
living in King's Landing. Not
Yeah.
great.
And I mean, give Damon
Well,
his due.
okay.
At least he knew he wasn't good at it and he quit.
Hallelujah,
Yeah.
sister. Hallelujah.
Point.
You
I was
know,
gonna say,
now that I
those
think about it
mobs-
more,
those mobs are dangerous for your limbs. But anyway, sorry, Alisha.
yeah, they dismember people a lot. And then
Leave
I think it
Mailer
says something about like
alone.
the next day. This is how violent they got. This is how violent they got. In Fire and Blood, it says something about the next day after their rioting, they had like a bloodlust hangover, and they were all like, it's like they were doing this like murder walk of shame, where they were like, hey, like even they know they went too far. So
Rest
I mean,
in pieces.
but now that I think about it more, I think Rhaenyra kind of did know a bit because is it Jason Lannister? No,
Thailand.
Jason? Thailand. He hid all the gold from Rhaenyra. So she didn't have anything in the coffers left. So that was part of all the taxation. She was so desperate. And it was mentioned earlier with each, like she started out well. And with each child she lost, she got increasingly full of grief. And it took away from, go ahead, Ara.
No, I was gonna say just quick little sidebar. Look at George getting us to talk about a taxation policy. You sly dog. You.
Aragorn.
I mean, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's like this quote from George that's pretty common about like, oh, what's Aragorn's from Lord of the Rings tax policy? So let's talk about that. It's not funny when you explain it now. I'm sorry. Anyways, Alisha, go back to what you were saying.
I was gonna say she was being very reasonable from the get until Aemond killed Lucerys. That's when, you know, the whole blood and cheese thing happened, and we can debate till the cows come home. Not necessarily the six of us because we're perfect together, but in the fandom, we can debate till the cows come home about who really hired blood and cheese. Did Rhaenyra know that would happen? Neither here nor there, but with each death, she became more and more, and I hate to use words like erratic and crazy because that's grief, you know, but when you think about the things that went wrong in her reign, it was like directly after the death of another child or what she thought was the death of another child.
Yeah. Even finding out about the Green Council was a stillborn child. Like she just had Visenya. She thinks they're responsible, they're going to pay for it. So even then she's grieving.
Yeah, she starts off in grief.
But she was reasonable after that.
Too.
And I will say,
yeah.
this is coming up in the that line that Maddie brings up, because Spicetown burned during the Dance of the Dragon, so House Velaryon lost all of the wealth and the power that they had, which so it's a series of unfortunate events all coinciding at around the time that the Blacks should have been at the height of their power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Thank
think
you for saying that.
A part of the crown's gold was like at the Iron Bank, because I think the Master of Coin had sent it over there to Bravos. So yeah, they was Poe.
They was super Poe.
To address what Maddie Winter said, I believe a huge chunk of when they were trying to fill their coffers was after Rhaenyra imprisoned Corlys.
Yeah. And there's something interesting in the way Steve is representing his character, right? Not only in Tony's great interview with him, but also like in other interviews that have been cropping up as the Tywin thing, right? Because there's something interesting that like at the very front, he's very like, Rhaenyra's the heir though. Rhaenyra and Laenor, but Laenor's out. He's like, interesting that Rhaenyra was heir, isn't it? It's so interesting though. And he withholds. I mean, you start like now that I've seen some of these interviews and rethought it, and now that I've kind of reread Fire and Blood in the last 2 weeks, like he starts to kind of, after the sack of Driftmark too by Lys, like he withholds a little, and then we see the boys, the other boys show up, Adam and Alan.
The boys.
The boys.
Of
those
sorry.
Loyal.
Sorry to somebody cut you off. I handed out a lot of wrenches. Could somebody get that out of here, please?
Give me one.
I already did it.
Is it another sex bot?
Cool.
Yeah,
that's how I know we're doing well. That's how I know we're doing well and we're hot.
I got it as soon as it popped up. It just doesn't show up as missing.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
Sexy,
sorry. On my end, it's a little different.
sexy bots back at it, someone says.
I think if we all
There's a
just
lot
show
of
a little
sexies.
shoulder, it'll go away.
What is this, Futurama? Sexy bots? Okay.
Should I show a little bit of like sternum?
Yeah, a little sternum for me, baby. Just a little
clavicle.
A little bit of clavicle.
Little clavicle.
Oh,
Yes,
I love the
darling.
claw.
I'm so glad we were all on the
Baby.
same page.
I'm trying to commit to clean up what I do personally because my coworkers and students are starting to find me. So I was like, what am I doing?
Reginald Taylor has a good question.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who do you ladies think is going to be your favorite character on screen?
Rhaenys Targaryen, the queen who never was.
The queen who always is, more like.
Okay, so
And Kristen Cole's face. Not Kristen Cole, just his face.
Just the face. I would say for me, obviously besides Rhaenys, it would be Caraxes. I think Caraxes is going to be a nice, good boy, and I'm going to love him because he's going to be a cute little dragon baby.
Yeah.
And he's going to be all grumpy. He's going to be a grumpy old dragon boy, man, and I love it. He's going to be slutty. He's going to be like a cute little slut dragon. Yeah.
Aww.
Anybody else?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna go last. But I'll go. It's gonna be Damon for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be Big Daddy Damon, and probably Corlys. I can't decide.
Damon and Corlys for me.
Are we gonna see some Matt Smith full moon?
Yo, we're gonna
Probably.
see Matt Smith ass. We're gonna see it all. Not all. We're not gonna see the cock. Let's be real.
You
It's
might- you
TV.
might see it
It's
all.
HBO.
We're gonna see his ass pretty
Honey,
frequently,
it's not
though.
TV, it's HBO.
It's HBO.
It's home box office, baby.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
Eliana's
not
like,
TV.
we can see a little bit of cock as a treat.
I mean,
But we don't though, because like, listen, the last cock I can remember in Game of Thrones was Sandor Clegane's cock from afar while he was kissing in season 6.
Can I just say,
Not that I
Chloe
know
and hey, obviously, why do you know that exactly? But Chloe and Gray, we covered Euphoria, which is also on HBO, and
There was some.
Oh,
it was a lot.
remember that
A
locker
lot.
room? Remember that locker
locker
room
room-
scene in season 1?
You know,
yeah,
here's the thing: is
HBO
like,
love showing penis.
but they have it before.
Love it.
Forgot. That's
Aren't they
big,
supposed to
so,
be
like-
high
No, they
schoolers?
did. They did for they
Yeah.
showed Theon's. They showed Theon's
Yeah.
penis.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
Theon.
don't know. I hope we see Matt Smith's dick because I come from loving Matt Smith from another fandom, right? So like, I don't. I mean, I'm a noted Damon Targaryen semi-hater. Leave me alone. Don't at me. But I'm a noted, like, you know, I'm an anti. But I respect his everything, but I just don't like him. That's fine. You don't have to. You know, respect the player. Don't
Oh my
love
God,
the
you're
game.
killing Gray.
I know.
That
I'm
sounds
sorry,
familiar,
Gray. I
Alisha.
did this. I did this. I love you, babe. But I love Matt Smith. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I like him in The Crown. I like him in a lot of stuff he's done. And it's weird because I'm like, how could you cast one of my favorite actors in one of my least favorite characters? My favorite villain, right?
See,
He's such a great
I
dashing
have the
rogue.
I have the fortunate situation of adoring Matt Smith from everything else, and also loving Damon Targaryen. So
You
I'm
feel good
super
right
hyped.
But I am
You
now.
would
Like that's the thing is like
respectfully
I love
Absolutely.
Damon now. You guys, what the fuck? I love Damon now. How did this happen?
Can
I
I
think
just
they're
say
gonna
that
do a great
clip
job.
of him where he comes in?
He's
He's like,
amazing.
where he's like, brother, and Viserys is like, Damon. I was like, I love you.
It's never been a doubt that
I
he's
have
going to
an
do a good
admission.
job, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's going to be the standout actor. He has always put his whole asshole in everything he does. And
His-
so, like,
Right,
I
you're
know
saying
he's
we're
going to
gonna
put
say
80
asshole.
assholes into Damon, and he's going to be the ultimate asshole. And I respect
He's
that, and I love that, and
phenomenal.
I can't wait. And I don't know, he won't be my favorite, but he'll be my favorite performance. Him and Eve Best will be the best performances in my mind. But I'm really excited for both the child actors and adult actors for Rhaenyra and Alisha. I think what they're going to bring us and the absolute just you can hold it in your hand, the sadness and the love of it, but also the heartache. I think that's going to be good.
Yeah. I think
I
from what
fully
I've seen
admit
with
when they
Millie
first
and,
cast Matt,
oh, I'm so sorry. What?
I think there's a lot. Maybe I was just being rude. Maybe if I'm being rude, I'm like, oh, sorry, the mic was lagging
Oh my
again.
God.
It cuts in
Oh my
and
God.
out.
Oh no, I was just gonna say
I-
with you go. No, you You got it. Just go.
I'm happy to be here.
Admittedly, when Matt Smith was first cast, the only thing I had ever seen him in was a few episodes of Doctor Who. When I worked at group homes, I was getting them ready really early in the morning, and Doctor Who would be on. So I just imagined him in this really like whimsical, goofy role. So someone had made a TikTok with that song, Such a Whore, you know? So it's like, you're such a fucking whore. And it's showing images of like badass Damon from the artwork. And then it shows Matt Smith. And it's like, da, 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 da. And that's kind of like how I felt about it at first, because he was just so goofy to me. But I see these stills and I'm like, that's Damon. That is Damon just from the stills. You know, he just emulates it. So I think he's really, really going to own it. And I fully admit I was wrong when in my head, every time I thought of Matt Smith as Damon, I would be like, da, 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 da.
Honestly, I know I've said it like a couple times already, but I mean, last preseason episode, you guys are gonna hear it again. After I watched The Crown, and I didn't watch it until the casting came out. And I'll be honest, I only watched the first 2 seasons. I haven't seen the newer seasons. Might be, but I honestly was only watching it to see Matt Smith as Prince Philip. And when I saw him in that role, that's when I was like, oh, that's Damon.
Sold it. Yep.
That's Damon right there. He is going to kill this role.
He's got a great scope.
I think this is going to be the role he's known for, like, for years to come.
Damn.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is going to be his Harry Potter.
I want to say that I want to say that they've been giving a lot of attention to Patty Considine, this like, you know, in a lot of the interviews too. Obviously, they've been giving a lot of attention to like the main cast. I think they're gonna have to play up. I've actually never seen him in anything because I'm fucking uncultured. Same with Matt Smith. So I think the series is actually gonna be like a fantastic character this season, because like we have to have like a really emotional arc for him, because I don't know what I'm allowed to say on this cast right now.
He's our Ned.
Stream. Yeah, exactly. Literally, though. He's our
Ned. Up 9.
Yeah, literally. Like, and it sounds like they're doing something that wasn't given as much depth in Fire and Blood, like based on the interview that they did with the official House of the Dragon interview. Like, they're giving this depth not just of like, I don't know, we talked about some of them, but they're like, what if Oberyn and Doran, but they never actually talked about their feelings with each other, right? And Oberyn actually desired power, which Oberyn doesn't, right? Oberyn's like, I don't know, I'm doing random stuff, but...
I'm so random.
It makes me wonder, because as we know, Oberyn did go to the Citadel for a while, so he's very learned. Very learned. So I feel like he might be read a little bit about Damon in the past and was like, hey, this guy sounds kind of familiar. I wonder what that's about. But know what? Maybe I should tell my brother that I just want to be Big Daddy Slut and just fight. And, like, that's kind of it. Like,
yeah.
Really what is it the Slut Dragon says? Like, we suck, we
Roar?
fuck, we suck butt or something.
Roar.
Yeah. Roar. Roar.
I was referring to, no, so there's a Rick and Morty episode where they meet. Yep, they meet the Slut Dragons. They're like, we're the Slut Dragons.
That's right.
We suck, we fuck, we suck butt. And yeah, it's
honestly, whenever I think of that
episode,
whenever I just think of that episode, I honestly just think of the clip where they're riding the mask off, and it's like Rick and the Dragon by Future. And that's
amazing.
So if they do that in House of the Dragon, Ramin Djawadi, if you want to sample Mask Off by Future in your soundtrack, like,
were we not? I'm sorry.
Just do it. Why not?
Sample Mask Off. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I think Future would appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. I think it'd be nice.
You know, you guys talk about Damon being the daddy, but
I can't see it, or I can't see it. I'm sorry.
Ramen.
No, the flutes when Caraxes pops up. It's
okay. I'm thinking of the words. I'm like,
you know what? Ara has great video editing skills. She should edit this together for you.
No, I shouldn't.
Y'all saw that intro. That intro was fire.
She just voluntold you for more shit.
Ara. I do that to people all the time. Ara knows that. I'm sorry, Ara.
I know.
You already
I
knew
know.
that.
I do that. I know.
We have a relationship.
We've done
We're in
this.
we're in something of a polycule ourselves, me and Ara.
We are. We're kind of like almost like Rhaenyra and Damon in that fact that like
you know,
Rhaenyra
listen.
and Lena.
Rhaenyra and Lena.
and
We are
Lena.
Rhaenyra and Lena. Look at us.
Sister wifeys. You know,
Look
I
at
mean,
Eliana.
look, Ara knows that I have other bitches.
Eliana's like,
know.
Which
Eliana's
person
like,
who dies
don't
am
like
I?
this. Eliana's like, I don't like this.
Why don't you
Who
pick
am
one,
I?
Eliana?
Who are all of you? Shit, dude. Fuck.
All I'm saying
I'm
is that
Mushroom.
like that makes sense. That makes
I'm
sense.
a big
Ara and
schlong.
I know. You know, we know how it works. You know, we kill you guys off and then we're together forever or whatever. Right? That's the theory. Is that the theory?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's how it
Pretty
goes.
intimate, us two.
Yeah.
Until like one of us gets eaten by a dragon, but it's all good.
Me and Ara and Pentos forever. That's the ship. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. With our dragon eggs.
Where's Mandy?
Mandy would have policed this shit like 8 years ago. Mandy would
They were
have
like, all right, that's enough of you guys.
Oh god.
We need you, Mandy. Come get us
you know,
back on track.
Rainey's is getting a whip.
Come get your kids.
Yeah.
Pull
Did
us
you guys
together.
read Rainey's is getting a whip this season because Steve was like, he has his big old axe, and Eve Best was like, I want a fucking weapon. What the fuck? And then they gave her a red and black whip for Maylee's, so we're gonna see her with the whip. But like,
Ooh.
Mandy has that Rainey's energy. Like, she would be here with that black and red whip to get us
I
back.
feel
She's
like
I'm
it's
a
going
Maylee's.
to give me Michelle Pfeiffer and Batman.
Interesting.
Ooh, yes,
Interesting.
yes. I'm so interested and aroused. Is that
Can I just say with Rainey's,
Mommy?
I mentioned this earlier on Twitter, and I'm finally glad I'm bringing it up. I feel like Rainey's is going to give us Uncle Clifford vibes from P Valley, where she's just going to have a rule book. She's going to have a rule book. And I just want to bring up Uncle Clifford's rule number 88. Just because a bitch good at keeping the peace don't mean she ain't good at waging war. And I feel like that's Rainey's. Because Rainey's
Period.
knows how to, you know, put on a show, be peaceful, you know, show people that she can be the bigger person, even though she should be the one on the throne because, you know, Viserys is incompetent, but whatever. But don't sleep on Rainey's. She will win.
Can I say
Kinda.
something?
Kinda.
So
Yeah.
we've been going for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
and I think we should start winding it down.
Agreed.
But I just want to say, because I just thought about this in my head, next week we'll be here and we'll have already seen episode 1 of House of the Dragon. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So excited.
Can you
We
imagine
are
if
well.
I mean, like, I was one of those people that I did read the books first, but after I heard about Game of Thrones. So I read the books right before No, it was right at the end of season 3. So can you imagine, like, we're finally getting to cover the show as it starts rather than like all picking up either midway through the series or after the series. And it's an extended universe now, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The Germ
What a
CU.
It's big for all of us, though, too, as creators, right? Like, we've all kind of gotten to we get our fresh start. This is so exciting. We get to do all of it together.
Yes.
Oh, guys.
Maybe
I remember
unleashing the D.
Unleash the
hot
D was
D.
born from a podcast called Drunk Aswaf, truly is where it was born from. And Drunk Aswaf in 2017 famously covered Series 7, except for the very first episode, because their main host, who edited the episodes and recorded the episodes and did the tech stuff, got too drunk to record and fell asleep during the Skype and woke up at 2 a.m. with Skype still on. So, like, this is going to go better.
Yes.
This is going to go way better, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not funny, Gray. I don't know why
I
you're
love
laughing.
you.
I love you.
Sorry.
And that
Oh my
girl grew up.
I love whoever did
No,
that.
it's really funny though, because when I first started reading the books and I first started watching the show, I had no one to talk to about it for years.
Aw.
And that's how I got involved in Twitteros. And hey, as Paul Rudd would say, look at us. Look at us.
It's all about y'all.
Sorry.
Who would have thought
yes.
we'd be here? Not me.
Yes.
Not me.
Oh.
So it's
I
really
knew.
great that this new show's coming out, and I have thousands of people to talk to about it.
I just
I
wanted
think
to,
that the realest song of Ice and Fire is the friends
What
you
the
made
fuck?
along the way.
It really
Oh,
is.
Friends we made along the way.
Well, I just want to bring this comment up real quick. They meant that they said that they were trying to send a super chat earlier. Sorry, Mandy kind of controls the super chat. So, but, it is a profound comfort to the whole ASWAF and GOT community. Thank you so much for being here and bringing us all together. P.S. The composer's name is pronounced Ramin Javadi. My bad.
Thank you.
Oops,
Thank you.
sorry.
Ramin Javadi.
But thank you for teaching me that because I have been saying it wrong for a while. But yeah, I'm glad to be here with all of you guys. I know I'm speaking for myself here. It means a lot. You guys are awesome. Like everybody that's tuning in every week, we really, truly and deeply appreciate all your support and all the love. It's fun hanging out with you guys, and to think we are days away. Like our next stream, like Alisha said, it's going to be after we've seen the episode. So
Wow.
So exciting. So
As-
much to be
It is exciting.
excited about.
as Gray would say, the long night is over. Well, almost over.
Yes, the long night is over. I wonder, nope, we're not going to go there. That'll open a whole nother can of worms, and people got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, and my back is starting to hurt. So yeah.
All right, so I guess we should wrap this up. So again, next week you guys can catch us live at 8:30 p.m. Eliana Standard Time. So that is an hour later than we usually start. Again, we're gonna be Monday nights per usual, covering episode 1, numero uno, the pilot, next week. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that
And just a
bell.
warning. Just a warning. I feel like we're
No
gonna be
spoilers.
on. We're gonna be on one.
Oh,
We're gonna be
Yes.
on one.
That
Yeah,
hype is gonna be so real.
yeah. We're gonna be
Wanna
on.
be a
Like
good guy.
I was talking to Alisha today on the phone, and I was saying like, you kind of get burnt out. Like for me, when George had put that thing out about like his progress of wins, and it was like really pretty gloomy and bad, and it felt like we're never gonna get wins. It was really hard for me to like make videos and still talk about this when I feel like, God, we're never gonna fucking get this. So to
Yeah.
be able to see, this world that we all love so much on screen in full CGI, like $50 billion glory, I am so excited again. I'm excited again, and I'm glad to be here with like some of my favorite people. So we're gonna turn up. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit on Monday at 8:30.
Yeah.
So be here.
E.T.
After, of course, you watch the History of Westeros stream that's covering it.
I think theirs is at 6:30.
Yep.
Yep.
So look at that. You guys get all of your content, all the vibes.
So much content.
stuff.
Your cup
Not only that-
is overflowing.
Your
Not only
is running
that-
over.
But some people are also going to be unleashing the D in audio form. for you to
Oh my
listen to.
god.
Are we calling it Unleash the D? What are we going to call that?
I don't know, Eliana.
Unleashing the
Eliana, I'm
D.
sorry.
I actually
Chloe kinda-
legitimately don't know.
I don't know.
That was
Chloe kinda
a limited
started that.
series. First of all, that was a very limited series with only 7 episodes. It's
I will
called
say
Unleash
episode-
the D.
There's an
Episode 2?
episode
You know, Cisco
that's better
sings a
than all
song
of
called
them.
Unleash the.
Well,
Unleash
he
the
meant
Dragon.
it.
He has an album called that. But anyways, I think episode 2 of Unleash the D is probably like the best one. I don't know. I think there was like some like prophetic dragon dreams in that episode with
Yo, I had this shoddy
Yeah,
on
actually,
and
though.
she was looking good. It was Ara.
it was me. I'm
Zara.
being
And you talked
biased
about-
about episode 2.
You talked about Fievel Mouskowitz.
We did.
I did.
Ara brought that up.
That was
yeah.
important to me. I was like, I like messages like, "Thank you for talking about Fievel."
Well,
And we were
and-
talking
Like
about that,
Fievel from Fievel Goes West, somewhere out
Yeah,
there.
And
Fievel.
Yeah,
and
okay.
American, somewhere out
Importantly
there.
related to A
the
Song of
Pound of
Ice and
Light.
Fire and
Yeah.
House of the Dragon and Fire and Blood. So
Yeah.
I was
Like,
happy.
Chloe and I predicted about Funko Pops before the episode even came
Oh,
out. So
true,
we're like,
true,
see,
true.
look at that.
We did.
dress.
You know, we had fun. We did that. We talked about Dragon Dreams. We did it all first, and then they just released all this content. We were great. Aura and
'Cause
Chloe
they
were
listen-
on it.
Yeah, they were like our secret FBI agent on our phones was like, "Hey guys at HBO, this is what Chloe and Ara were talking about. So maybe you guys should, get on it." But
Yeah, you got to head over. Girls Gone Canon. We did a very limited series. Eliana was out of reach for a little bit. She was flying through the weirwood.net, flying on her dragon, whatever this girl does. She was Girls Gone Canon, Girls Gone. But
she was girl gone.
Girl Gone.
Gone,
But we
girl,
did
gone.
a 7-episode series, a primer series for House of the Dragon for the hottest of Ds called Unleash the D, where we invited a bunch of guests on, including John Picasso, one of my favorite people. He came on to talk about the calendar he did, the very first A Song of Ice and Fire calendar that really took off, that kind of casted the show in a roundabout way, which was such a cool discussion. He told me some great stories about George, and we had a really good time. From Ara to John, it was just like such a great series of 7 episodes, but we will be back on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. We still haven't decided, but one of them, you're going to see us in your feed on a podcast platform posting out episodes about Hot D. Hot
And if
D.
you don't go download it, you're a traitor to the realm.
Yeah, you're a,
yeah,
I was going to say a green, but maybe that's not nice.
You're a traitor.
You're a traitor.
no, you are here. This is a team.
We're gonna
black.
feed you to our dragon.
Ar.
No, we're not. We don't have one.
Well, we
No,
don't
if
have
we
one,
did-
but if we did,
But if we did,
You're like, are you gonna feed them to your dogs?
Oh,
I mean, I was like, I just read the Veramir. I'm sorry, I just read the Veramir prologue. I'm a little fucked up. That's the person.
that is a fucked up prologue. That it is.
Which reminds me, tune into their episode on Friday. They're going into the last prologue breakdown, and it's going to be Veramir, which I'm excited to see. The Pate one, oh my gosh, you guys had me at the Pate one, but like
that was a blast. That was so much fun. I'm gonna miss
The
the
pig boy.
prologues, but you know what? The person we have coming, I can't tell you, and I might tell you guys on the private chat, maybe if Eliana lets me. She gets after me, I get in trouble. But my keeper. But if
the
I'm allowed to
POV.
tell you, the POV, it's big. It's big. It's gonna be fun for me. Eliana's gonna have fun with it, I think, and I'm gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be rawr, a good time.
Well, I look forward to that, and we gotta dip up out of here, guys.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah,
babies. I love you.
been
Thanks
here for a
having-
while.
Oh my god.
Thanks for coming back for part 2. If you guys haven't seen part 1 to this, it is in the description down below somewhere in the link. It was a while ago. But yeah, you guys can watch that after watching this. Don't forget to, like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Hey,
And
hey.
Alisha has words.
Can we just be pushy? Can we be pushy and do this live and somehow create a part 3 somewhere down the road? There needs to be a part 3. It can be
I
Team Teal for the Valarians.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I love
no,
that.
someone- Sorry,
I want to
Oklahoma.
after an episode, do an episode with us,
Ah,
an
I'm
episode
interested.
9.
I just don't want to put y'all under
You didn't. You
pressure.
didn't. I was one that
I
put
know,
y'all
I know.
under
You
pressure.
did.
No,
She
I'm
did. She
I'm
put you
What kind of
I
a
love
Leo
the
are you,
punishment.
Eliana? It's
you
Leo
know, I told
season.
you.
Embrace it.
I know. I'm a terrible. It's because my moon sign is in Cancer, so I'm just very
Oh
torn.
God, that's what it is.
I'm ruled by the sun, and my moon sign is the moon, so I'm just like a fucked up person. I'm sorry.
And we love you.
Oh.
Love you.
Well, my fire moon is
Axel-
telling you it's
Axel's
okay.
a Cancer moon.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let us back. We'll come back.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we'll come
I
back.
love you.
Yeah.
I'm happy to come back anytime. I love y'all.
Thanks,
Part
Yeah.
your
three, part
losses.
three, part 3.
Friends of the channel.
Part 3.
Friends of the
Part
channel.
3.
Let
All
us
right.
know in the comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, say
I'm trying to.
Wait, let's get out of here. We're out of here. We're out of here. We're done. We're done.
It's been over here from
It's been
someone
great.
on the panel. That
It's
they
been
have.
great. Yeah, we're out of here. All right, guys. It's been real. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We will see you guys next week after episode 1. We're finally
Get hype.
here.
Get
Get
Can't
hype.
wait.
We gonna
All
be lit.
Yeah, so bye.
Bye, gang.